Ignore the coughing if you hear it.
Oh my, I have a cold.
All right, welcome to the Deadman Dungeons D&D 5e stream. I am Joseph Deadman Christensen, your game master for this evening. Also joining me through this adventure will be Rebecca Woodbury playing the Tiefling Ranger Daysil,
Hello.
Matthew Potter playing the half-orc barbarian sorcerer Hug,
Hello.
Emily Cook playing our wood elf cleric Rhea,
Hello.
and last but not least, the enigmatic Josh, who will be playing the Water Genasi druid Monsu.
Howdy.
And tonight is our, I think, 8th session of my D&D 5e adventure, Islands of Madness, which is based off the Tomb of Annihilation module, but with my own homebrew twist. And last we left off, things were not going well for the party.
When do they ever?
Right.
The group had decided to leave the abandoned Order of the Gauntlet camp due to the lethality of the traps they found at the shrine, and continued pushing south. Although while they were there, they did discover a dead body that had died from dehydration by hiding in one of the latrines and was never able to climb out again. So whatever had attacked the camp, it was enough to frighten a man to slowly die to death in the latrine pits. After they continued to head south, Musharib pulled the group aside during one of their campfire sessions and discussed the upcoming stone giants and how best to guide them through. And with Daysil's help, the group of them were able to continue south towards the mountains. But before they could reach the mountains, the river emptied out into a very large lake, where the group made camp. And they actually ended up having a nice couple of conversations, getting to know each other a little bit better, and realizing that they were all kind of outcasts in their own special way. And we actually got to learn a little bit more about Rhea's intended target, the necromancer Jarek. Musharib had recalled some history about the continent of Innistrad where Jarek had come from and was able to enlighten her a little bit more about her quarry that she was chasing. However, while at the lake, Monsu decided it would be a good idea to explore the depths of said lake, which came with some unfortunate consequences as he was mauled by several groups of piranha-like fish known as quippers. And after a couple of unsuccessful attempts, Hug suggested using bacon, going into the water and using bacon to persuade the swarms of piranha fish. And yeah, that did not go well. That did not go as planned. With Hug, I believe, falling unconscious due to quippers swarming him because of the bacon smell.
Because I was saving Monsu, let's be clear.
After, while they were camping, Rhea did get to glimpse something at the bottom of the lake, something of interest, but due to the quippers, they were just unable to reach whatever lied beneath the
The
surface.
sword of Gryffindor. The
It
sword of
may have been the
Gryffindor.
Sword of Gryffindor, but who knows?
We don't know because we didn't get to see it or get to it at all. So
But after camping for the night, they decided to head up into the mountains, and through a skill check challenge, they unfortunately failed navigating through and were exhausted for their efforts. And they had to go through their next challenge with one level of exhaustion, which didn't fare too well. They did very actually the group did very well up until the very end. They very nearly had it. They had found the stone giant cavern and had decided to stealth their way through using Monsu's spider form to their advantage with Daysil's thaumaturgy activating little noises and distractions. And they were able to get to the exit where a massive crevice was preventing people of, humanoid size, not giant size, from exiting, which Musharib had said previously that he had kind of scaled along the side of the crevice and slowly gotten over there, but due to the panic and trying to get out quickly, they were unfortunately caught by the stone giants. But things were not as they appeared, as the stone giants, for as large and intimidating as they were not that bad. They actually seemed quite docile, and they were reasonable to talk to. In fact, one of the stone giants knew Common, and his name was Olimund. And Olimund was able to translate between the players and the other stone giants. Unfortunately, they had to be taken prisoner for a bit while Olimund conversed with the chiefess Bjorek and decided their fates. And as luck would have it, after a long rest and recuperating their losses, the chiefess decided that they were allowed to take the Trial of Honor. And the Trial of Honor would allow them to pass through the Valley of Lost Honor and continue on their path to Harakamar. But we're about to find out if they do have what it takes to pass that test of honor.
We have the honor to pass the test of honor for the honoring honor of honor.
So much honor. I'm like choking on the amount of honor.
So
right now.
honorable.
Right.
The most.
When does that
Okay.
start?
Yeah, hopefully right now.
Yeah, you guys are being led into the common area, which is a massive underground grotto, and you can see several of the stone giants gathered around a elevated platform in the middle of this grotto that has two large white podiums, about chest level to stone giants, but massively big to regular humanoids. And Olimund leads you over and offers his hand to lift you guys up onto the podium, and if you all accept, he does so, and points you
Yeah, I'm gonna take that hand.
Yeah. I'll take help. I'm a little shorty.
And Olimund turns to the rest of the giants, and in Stone Giant, he says a bunch of words that none of you were able to comprehend. And Azaka says, "Man, I wish we were able to speak giant. That would be pretty helpful right now."
Would be very convenient.
Yeah. Wait,
we
can we?
need subtitles.
None of us can speak giant.
And as usual, Rib Rab is clinging to Hug's shoulder, terrified out of his mind. And
Hey, Ribrab, do you speak giant?
he shakes his head violently.
Ugh.
Musharib is also up there with you, and he's stroking his beard thoughtfully, thinking about the trial to come. And Olimund turns to the players and he says, "I will be translating for our first test of the Trial of Honor."
Awesome. Azaka, do you speak giant?
I do not, unfortunately.
Ugh.
Musharib, you neither?
No, lass. Sorry, never learned it.
Oh well, it was worth a shot.
Our first test of the Trial of Honor is a test of arguing. We will have a debate between
I'm like,
the trespassers and the stone giants. Sigvid, step forward. And you see across the way in a massive stone chair, chiseled very crudely, but with several animal hides upon it, is a stone giant who actually has patches of a white beard. And he very slowly rises to his feet and begins trekking over with thudding footsteps and stands at his podium. And Olimund says, "The trial of argument shall now begin. Enter into a philosophical debate with one of our kind. And we will choose the topic, and you must prove that you are keen of mind to out-debate Sigvid. Sigvid can understand common, but he cannot speak it. Debaters must provide an opening statement and are allowed to ask for additional help from your allies. And we will begin the debate with one of you choosing to step forward first. Who would like to debate Sigvid?"
I'm looking over at you guys like, you gonna step forward? Because I'm like ready to go.
Oh, you go for it.
Get him,
All right,
get him,
and
Phil.
I leap forward and kind of like straighten my shoulders and put my heart to the sky and like just shoulders back. Let's do it.
Love it.
And Olimund steps forward and he says, "The first topic of this debate is the world we live in real?" Take a moment to think about your opening statement.
Are we all actually having a conversation about this, or is it only one of us?
Yes, each of you can contribute to talking about it, but only one of you is going to be scored on this specific debate. And since Daisel stepped forward, this is her debate. So if any of you do not feel like actually debating, which I'm probably going to pass on myself, we're going to do persuasion checks. And whoever gets the highest persuasion check out of 3 is going to be the winner.
Okay, so we don't want. So you don't want us to role play out?
No, you can, and if you do it well, you'll get advantage to the roll.
Okay.
Well, you said we can kind of huddle up in chat,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yep, you can talk amongst
Okay.
yourselves. You can.
And so I'm
offer-
over there like, real like how? Like compared
Mons
to
is
what?
like. Mons is like.
Alleman puts both of his hands to you, and he says, "That is for you to decide."
Who's got what position? Because usually in a debate, like one side takes one position, the other side takes the other position.
I believe they are offering you the first position, so whatever
Okay.
you choose, they're going to choose the opposite.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. It's as real as it fucking gets, guys. That's my opinion.
You want to say it's real?
I do. I think that side's easier to
Okay.
argue because if you're arguing the opposite of that, it's such a stretch. I mean, like you can get people with different things, and out of character, Day still has never seen The Matrix, so she has nothing like that to go on at all.
Right.
So
Well, So here's my perspective on this one. The first thing we need to do is define terms. What does it mean to be real? Right? What does real mean?
to feel.
Right?
I
I would
mean-
make the case that real is only defined in context with if something is real, either it's real in the world that it exists or nothing is real. Like in other words, like let's
Wait.
suppose, for the sake of argument, that we were all living in a dream. Some giant had a dream and that was the world, right? But within the rules and the context of the dream, everything still functions as it would in the real world. Well, that's real because it follows the same rules. And you know what I mean? Like metaphysically, everything within that world is still real within the context of the world.
And I'm
So-
like looking at you like this right now, and I'm like, Monster, why the fuck didn't you just push me aside next time? Oh my
No, I
god.
mean, you seemed real keen to do it, so I
Yeah,
just...
because I like arguing with people, but
Right.
you clearly are better at this. So
No,
mean,
I'm just saying, like, the only point we need to make is even if they were to come to us and say, "Oh, it's not real because there's no evidence." Oh, Hug wants to talk.
Hi. So everything, like the world isn't real. It's just what we perceive it as, and giving definition to something is not making it real. It's giving it a point of reference for ourselves.
all right, I'm ready.
Oh, how do you define real?
I'm ready.
What?
All
I'm
right.
sorry, I blacked out. What?
Nope. She's
Alleman says, "The challenger steps forward. Present your opening statement."
So to answer your question, this is real because we feel. It's a physical world, and energy cannot be argued or denied. And I would ask you the same question. How do you know that this world is not real?
Okay. Not bad. I don't think it's enough to give you the advantage, but not bad.
I'm ready for a debate, though. I was captain of the debate team in high school, guys.
Oh, nice.
I
You
don't
wanna
know.
go
I don't know if
with
I'm going to be able
AM,
to
let's do
debate
it.
every single one of you. So I'll do my best. I'll do a couple of tit for tat. But Sigvid steps forward and begins speaking in Giant, and Alderman translates. And Sigvid says, "Reality nowadays is just too ridiculous to be true. Too many practically unbelievable things keep being reported as factual. Look around. We have little people living among us. We have lizards that fly in the sky. We have creatures that call upon deities to conjure magic. If that is reality, then that is far beyond the object reality of our true being. And I'm gonna have you roll a persuasion check versus Sigvid.
Oh, I clicked the wrong one. I'm so sorry. Persuasion's a couple more down. There we go. I'm like, ION.
Oh
That's the one.
no!
Shit!
What the hell?
Here we go. Here we go.
So I didn't
no.
convince him with my opening statement, but I do have a rebuttal coming up, guys.
Yep.
Don't worry.
If it's good, it'll get you advantage. But yeah, the giants in the cavern seem to nod their heads in agreement to Sigvid's opening statement, and they kind of feel like he.
I'm nodding my head too. I'm like, he's got a good point. And
All right, and Alderman turns back to Daso and he says, "Your rebuttal."
Hug is standing in the corner going like,
I
listen,
think
old
Rib
timer.
Rab's matching your face.
This is what I say to the stone giant. I'm just gonna, while he talks about the world these days, I'm gonna be shaking my head and kind of like looking at the ground and like what a shame type look on my face. And so I say, listen, old timer, I think what the problem here is from the angle that you're taking, you're stuck in the past. Times change, evolution happens, societies change and grow and divide, come together and unite, and it's all based on the energy that I was talking to you about before. So you got to understand that change is inevitable. It's natural even. And what's more real than the science of evolution? Shit, that's kind of human. Sorry. I know. I'm taking it too literal. Okay. But honestly, having a problem with the creatures in the sky and the people walking around, hanging out with each other, sharing times and adventures and energy with each other isn't something to question about how real it is. It clearly is real. It's so real that you weren't expecting it. You never saw it coming, and it sounds like you don't like it either. But it's happening, with or without your consent. This is life. This is nature. This is reality.
A very good rebuttal. You may roll with advantage. Hold off.
yeah,
Hold
yeah.
off. Actually,
I'm not going to roll yet. I'll tell
Yeah.
you. Tell me when.
Yeah.
You're like, wait.
Sigvid nods his head in respect and strokes his beard. He thinks about it and he says, "Rub, rub, 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 rub." And Alderman translates. And Alderman says, "Sigvid says the existence of an objective reality has never been proven. And all of what we think of reality could be something similar to a storybook or a simulated board game. We could all just be characters in someone's game, story, or even dream."
are we allowed to go back and forth with her or not?
If
No,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
if
like- I'm
you
like
if you
this.
wanna
I'm like,
if you wanna give
I
her
got this.
yeah, yeah.
You got
I
this?
mean, it's up to her, but if she allows it, then
If I forget
absolutely.
what I'm going to say, I might not have it. Does he have more?
Nope, he stops there,
Okay.
and you may
So-
roll with advantage, and he will not.
Oh, okay, that's right. We're rolling right now. Shit, I hope I remember what I was going to say. That's not that great. 10's not awesome. Wait, I'm getting my real die. You said we could roll with real die.
Yeah. He got a 9. So you
Nice.
just beat him. So it's tied right now. Rebecca, he got a 9.
He got a
Rebecca,
9.
he got a 9.
What? Okay, also, I'm
so
not...
you just
not
beat
ra-
him and
gonna
you guys
roll.
are tied.
All right. I have dice here. We're good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's good for me.
Yep.
How many wins do I have to get?
If you get one more, you win the debate.
Did I center myself in the camera? Because I moved. I'm sorry about that.
I think so. Yeah, you're good. Yep.
Okay, I'm excited for the next debate. Oh yeah, shit, it's my turn. See, I told you I was gonna forget. Okay, no, it's okay. Listen, there's no more. It's more evident to me now, and this isn't supposed to be personal, that the reason why you're under this hill and that nobody knows about you and people just keep happening upon you and you have to put up signs to get people to go away and stuff is because you're clearly not accepting reality. Why even exist if that's the way that you want to live, in denial about everything that's happening around you and people are living their lives? Even if we are part of a story, do you really would anybody, or really the biggest question is, what benefit would it serve anybody to go on in their lives believing that they were nothing? If it is a story, we are real in the story. If it's real, we're real. Otherwise, how do you explain the feelings that you have? The question of your mortality, your origin, your purpose. What's more real than that?
Mansu just claps his hands like, brilliant,
Yeah,
brilliant.
She's just like,
Yeah.
The stone giants don't seem as enthused about that. It felt like you were reiterating your past argument and more
It's
focusing on him than the actual argument. So you're gonna roll normally for this next one.
That's fine, because I said I wasn't going to be personal, and then it was like only personal, so it's fine.
Olimund turns to
I believe in
Sigvid and he
you.
says, "Sigvid, your final rebuttal." And Sigvid thinks about it, and then he reiterates back to Olimund, and Olimund says, "Sigvid says, we all live in our own subjective realities. The human mind is not capable of being truly objective. Therefore, the entire idea of a single objective reality is purely speculative, an assumption that, while popular, is not necessary." And the stone giants consider, and they feel like he was alright too. He was alright too. So you're both gonna roll regularly.
All right.
And you may roll at home if you choose to.
Nope, I actually forgot, and I clicked the computer, so 13 is what I got.
He got a 13 as well.
Whoa.
Oh, does that we go into overtime?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you have to ad-lib it this time, huh, DM?
Oh, man. Shoot.
Do you want our insight now, Rebecca, or not?
Yeah, no, you can give me insight. Isn't it if it meets it, it beats it, though?
No, that's challenging. That's not.
We are.
well, am I allowed to cast guidance on her?
Sure.
Cool. So yeah, I'll cast guidance on. I didn't even think about that. Sorry.
Don't be sorry, and I still want your insight, too, in case there's something else that we have to do.
He just proved our point. Every person around us has a different method of thinking of reality, but we're all sharing a single one. And while it might be crazy that there's a ton of different variances in society and how the world is made, but it would be insane to think that some things like small people, flying lizards, magic in general and the possibilities that magic can provide to us can all be constructed by the ideas of a single individual.
That's beautiful. Day still has a 0 for her intelligence modifier, just so you know.
You're doing an insight check now?
My intelligence modifier is 0. My wisdom is only 1. Just throwing that out there. So I'm blaming her for my fuck up.
Yeah, I
was
would
just playing my
lean
character.
on.
There you go.
Fine.
I would lean on the fact that he just proved our point that if everybody had different constructions of the world and different ideas of the world, then we wouldn't all be living in the same united concepts.
And everything works the same. Like the way you cast a spell. If I cast the spell and someone else casts the same spell, it's gonna go the same way, right? The rules are all the same. We all follow the same rules.
Yeah.
So
This is our story.
right, but it's real. It's a real thing. It's real in that all of us are existing in the same way. We follow the same gravity. We have the same, we feel pain. Like that is what makes it real is we all share, like Hug said. So I feel like, how could it not be, right? Feels
I wish
real.
that I could ask them questions and get answers in the, you know what I mean? Like on my turn too. Like,
Yeah.
do you feel this? Yes or no?
Yeah, but is that how your debate club worked?
No, but that was a long time ago.
Also, this is a ramshackle put together debate, so.
Well, I think with the insight, I'm gonna stay on track this time. What are we in overtime? What are we gonna do?
You can give your rebuttal using what they gave you or not, and I will judge on whether or not you'll get advantage with your next roll.
Okay, so I can use the guidance and the advice.
Yep.
Okay, this time. Okay. Sir, stone giant, sir. And I'm like definitely getting impatient about the whole thing because that's how they still argues. It's like, well, you're fucking wrong. So I stand there and I'm blinking and I'm like, the truth is that we all found ourselves here today. However real or fake you think that your life has been so far, or your existence, here we are, doing something. So what does this matter? What does it matter to you that we need to pass your test of honor if all of this is fake, if it's not real? It means something to you, too. You do believe in reality, and all of you know, that what's happening here is real. Your home is important to you. Your family is important to you. You feel the connection. Everything that you have experienced, we have experienced as well with our feelings. We're all here on this earth being held down by the same rules. Everything that you do reacts with what we do right now. If somebody is making up this story, at least we're in it, and it is real, if that's the way that you want to perceive it. But all of our individual perceptions of what's happening right now is real to us. So I guess the beauty is that perception is poetry. And what you perceive is what you perceive. And if you want to believe that, then that's beautiful. We, I think, as a group, and I gesture towards everybody, I think we like being out there, experiencing reality and not locked up in a cave. And I suggest that you do the same. But in the meantime, understand that what is real to you and what is real to me can be different, but we still found ourselves together, didn't we?
I'm going to give you advantage.
Only because I droned on too long.
I think part of the rules of debating, one of the rules is that if you're able to hit an emotional chord with your audience, it actually is a point in favor of you. And with the stone giants and the reason why they're here, and you kind of touching upon that with the the speech you gave. I feel like that would actually kind of hit them, and I think they really enjoyed your side of the argument and in considering that, and so they agree and nod their heads, and you'll have advantage on your next roll,
And my guidance.
Yep,
Thank
and
you,
guidance. But we'll do the last rebuttal from Sigvid, and again, you can actually see he's a little puzzled because not only was he not expecting it to go into overtime, but he's having a rough time coming back against such a powerfully emotional argument that you just gave. So he's kind of thinking about it, and then he starts talking in Giant, and Ullman translates, and he says, Sigvid says that being agnostic on a subject is not a position against the existence of objective reality, but instead a neutral position that doesn't take either side of the argument, and that striking emotional chords should not entirely represent the objective reality of itself. And Sigvid's kind of scratching his head and nodding that that's what he wants to go with. The other giants don't seem to be quite on board, and again he he wasn't prepared for overtime, so he'll roll with disadvantage.
All right, here we go. I have guidance.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, I got a 15 total. No, I'm
16.
sorry, that's a 16.
16.
Fuck off, 15. 16.
He got a 2. And the stone giants clap, and Ullman says, "You are the victor, Daisy. You have passed your trial of honor."
Hey, Monsu, I
And I'm
totally get the other side.
I like throw up the
Right,
peace sign. I turn to
yes.
everybody and I go for a high five with everybody. I'm like, fucking right. Go get them, guys.
High five train.
Rib Rab's high five is a little sticky.
Whoever the last person is, I come back like this and smack him on the ass. Yeah,
It was hug.
I'm so pumped. Yeah, hug, get him.
All right, and Musharib steps forward next, and his topic is, does free will exist? And
Oh, so we're-
just
all
to
of our-
fast forward things along, I'm going to roll for the Stone Giant and Musharib. And 16 is going to beat the 2, so Musharib defeats the Stone Giant.
Oh, thank
So
goodness. I was
Musharib
like,
is
is
able
our
to-
guide gonna die?
Way to go,
Yeah.
Musharib! Yeah!
Yeah.
And I give him the high five,
Mhm.
and just like we had before, I reach around, I give him the high five, and I reach down and I smack his ass, just thinking that's how things are.
It's probably
Hey.
like the back of his head with how tall Hug is, and how short Musharib is. He's like trying to get his ass like pops on
Yeah,
his head.
he's raising his hands, and Musharib has passed his trial of honor. Azaka holds up her hand and says, "I would like to take one of the other tests, if that's okay." And the almond nods his head, and Ribrab kind of plip-plops his hands on Hug, and in broken Aquan, he says, "Not this test."
He says, not this test.
So Azaka and Ribrab are going to abstain from the trial of arguments. So who would like to? Would any of you like to also do the trial of arguments, or would you like to attempt a different trial?
I mean, I'm kind of curious about what the other trials are.
Yeah, same.
He had said that there were 3 trials. It was the trial of arguments, the trial of athletics, and the trial of artistry.
Hey guys, should I do this?
I can't believe I did persuasion. I have a 4 in athletics.
Should I do this? Should I do this?
Hug. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you're very strong. You should throw something.
You might want to think about athletics. It's kind of your your strength.
That's your
Are
jam.
you sure? My
Yeah.
persuasion is really high.
Right. Yeah, I feel like maybe you should really take a second and really focus on what you're good at.
Okay.
So you are
Yeah.
a very smart man.
Okay.
Yes.
Wink, wink. +4.
Oh, shit. Well,
I can.
It's Hug's call. He
Hug,
can, he
that's
can
your
choose
call,
to
man.
argue.
you gotta make the choice for yourself, buddy.
I think I had a part to play. in that, and so
For sure.
I will take it. Let's see where things lay.
I think Monsoon and I have the same persuasion. Are you also?
Yes, I'm
Close
gonna
to-
wait. I think I want to wait.
Okay,
You
I
may
mean, if-
abstain until you try the other trials.
Yes, that's
Okay,
right.
yeah, we can do the other trials and then do that one last.
Would you like to attempt the trial of artistry or the trial of athletics next?
Hug, did you want to athletic some stuff?
I think you should.
think the aesthetics would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would anybody else in your
Acrobatics?
party besides Hug like to take the trial of athletics?
I have a question for you.
Of course.
What are the rules around these trials? In other words, would I be allowed to shapeshift? Or does it have to be my current form?
If it is part of your natural order and not a magic item, scroll, or potion, then it is allowed.
Alright, I'd like to take athletics, please.
Rhea, would you like to also take athletics?
Maria will not take part in athletics. Maybe arguments.
Daisel, even though you have completed the Trial of Honor, you are allowed to take another trial to prove that you are the most honorable.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, I can also do persuasion, the debate and athletics?
Yes.
Too long. We got places to be, people to kill.
Maybe.
mean, honor to honor.
What happens when you're the most honorable, though?
We usually, if there is a group of people, we reward the most honorable with a gift.
Mm.
I take it. I take it. I take the persuasion. I take the persuasion. All right,
do
debating.
this.
Debate me. I'm a master debater.
Doing it all. If anybody wants, if you still want to do the debate team or revisit it or whatever, like, fine. I'm
Okay.
doing all of them.
Let's
So
do this. Ask
knowing
me.
this, would Monsu or Rhea also like to debate, or are they abstaining?
I'm abstaining. I'd like to be in. I would just like to be in athletics.
Okay. Rhea, would
And
you would you
I'll do the
abstain?
arguments. I'll do the arguments one. I
Okay.
can maybe, yeah.
All right. So they remain there and they say, "Hug, please step forward."
Well, I've already warmed up for athletics, but I guess I can like. Okay, go.
And Oleman says, "What system should be used to make moral decisions?"
Ooh.
Take a moment.
That's a good one. Fuck. In this world? Like. Ooh.
That's a hard question.
The heart.
Oh gosh, not the heart. The brain system. The logic, common sense, voice of reason system.
Pug, I mean, do you want help or do you feel like you got this?
I'll take advice. I kind of know where I'm going, but I will always take advice. If there's one thing I've learned, it's to take advice.
Right. Well, it sounds like you know what you want to say. What I would suggest,
That should
Is
be
that
part of it.
we live in a world where definitively there are good and evil creatures and then creatures all across the spectrum. We, in our world, have places that are good and places that are evil. So I would make the case that moral decisions should be based on whether or not, for instance, if a creature is evil and they act in an evil way, then the good thing to do would be to stop them. Right? Because we have an overarching understanding of what's right and what's wrong. there are creatures who only exist to destroy. So, to some extent, your actions have to be based on how another creature acts. If it's bad, you stop it. If it's good, you help it. That's sort of my perspective.
Okay.
And I put my hand on his shoulder, and I look deep in his eyes, and I say,
I thank you for that. I'm going to do the complete opposite.
and I turn around, and I'm going to not do my accent for this, just primarily because it's really kind of hard to do for a metaphysical thing.
And remember, we're gonna try to keep it as short as possible, so that the whole episode isn't just debating. Like Emily, I think for yours, we're gonna cut it down a little bit and just kind of stick to the rolling. But
we live in a world where there is no black and white, where there are shades of gray far surpassing anything that any of us can see. And when it really comes down to choosing what is right and what is wrong, we have to look at our great philosophers that have spawned the decades and realize the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And when taking a look at deciding how to live, understanding how the norms and the cultures and the way that people in general, or people as a whole, would take concepts like as murder or theft or injury is needing to be taken into account. If a child is hungry, does it deserve to not have food because its parents were poor? No. If somebody murdered another person's cow because that thing got in its way for whatever reason, and it just happened to be that the person was drunk at the time, it just, and you had a stick in your hand and it was there and you didn't know what you were doing, but that, nonetheless.
I'm looking at everybody like...
We need to understand that there is no true good versus evil. There is only different ways of thinking.
Not even a side, right? Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, the stone giants seem to enjoy your opening statement, and you can roll persuasion with your persuasion check. You can roll advantage with your persuasion check. And Sigvid kind of strokes his beard and thinks about it.
18.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say wait until Sigvid goes, but yeah, that's fine. 18 is good.
Well, there it is. It's on record.
Sigvid steps forward and speaks in Giant, and Olamund translates, and he says, I believe that when it comes to moral belief systems, the utilitarian approach is the best way to go about it. And it is viewed as morally correct to do what will create the most benefit across the most people. Slavery would be an example of something that is morally wrong, as it hurts the slaves more than it benefits the master. In this manner, we can arrive at nearly any reasonable moral conclusion. Also, it is unfeasible to try to reconcile this with deontological thinking, as that would mean that certain things are always right or wrong, regardless of the consequences. It can be determined what is right in a utilitarian system by weighing values and people against each other justify. Utilitarianism did not justify slavery. Slavery, like abortion today, was justified with the argument that those were doing it to were not really people, and that therefore the moral laws did not apply to them. And the giants in the group kind of look a little weirdly at Sigvid, and do not seem to be going with his utilitarianism approach, and he will roll with disadvantage.
Well,
You're like, did he get his monthly therapy session?
not only that, but isn't he enforcing my statement on that?
And
That's, like,
he got
disadvantage.
he got a 13 with disadvantage. So Hug wins that
Nice.
first round.
Yes.
Just to speed things up, I think we're just gonna keep it to 1v1. So
Sure.
I'm gonna allow you to win that first test of honor. And the stone giants applaud, and Alleman says, "Very well done, Hug. You are an excellent arguer, and you have passed your trial of honor. But you are also allowed
Thank
to take
you.
the rest of the trials."
I am honored by your honoring me for the honor of honoring.
And Rhea, you may step forward.
Trial of arguments.
And the stone giants wait in anticipation, and Alleman says, "The topic for this argument is, does free will exist?"
Oh, that's a good one.
So I'll kind of like huddle for a second. Actually, hold on. Let me just like give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
I'm gonna think.
What you
Yeah,
should do is
yeah.
step up to him. Here. And I'm going to hand her my stick.
Just smack him.
I want you to walk up to him, and I want you to try to swing this towards him, but do it in such a way that is very visible. And then when he steps back to avoid you, say, "You chose to step back. I didn't make you."
He might choose to step on her too, because they're like really tall.
It's
Here,
true.
take it.
Still,
my stick.
I'll argue
Take my
for
stick.
you. If you get squished, I'll make that point for you. Like, see
Oh,
what you done did to her.
thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'll help you win even if
Yeah.
you die.
I will say, I like the enthusiasm hug. It's awesome. But I don't know if I'm going to take exactly that route. And then Rhea's going to kind of step up, and I do like the opening argument? Okay. So Rhea's going to be like, well, my point on this argument is clear, because obviously free will does exist. Whenever I was born and I was put alongside the temple, there was free will in my parents leaving me there, and free will in the priests who took me. They could have left me out there to rot. And, once I grew older, I could have left the temple and done whatever I wanted to, but I decided to stay there and be dutiful and, put all of my effort into being there for them. And honestly, in every day and everything that I see free will at work. With this awesome band of adventurers that I have here, they could all be doing whatever they want to do, and instead we're all here trying to make a difference, trying to help people out, trying to do what we can, and all of that is based on free will.
You see a couple of them nodding their heads, but it doesn't seem like it completely got their attention. Alleman says to you that, "I feel you focus too much on yourself and your own personal life, whereas most of us are unaware of you and your personal life, so it was hard to connect with your opening
Yep.
statement." So
For sure.
you do not roll with disadvantage, but you're just going to roll normal. Sigvid strokes his beard and says, "Here is my opinion, which I am eager to amend or revise based upon the sound arguments and proofs offered by others. But free will is an illusion. The choices we make are determined by the various factors of our life experience, leading up to the moment of choice. Influences such as genetics, parenting, schooling, friends, associates, as well as environmental factors, and chance, including when and where we are born, all have the effect of channeling our bias towards a single decision at every life's juncture." And the stone giants seem to nod their heads, and they like it, but it's not amazing. So he is also going to roll regularly. And you may do this in roll 20 or at home, whichever one you feel you have the best luck with. Oh, nat 20!
Oh my gosh!
Ah.
What?
Wow.
Womp,
She rolled so good
womp.
too.
She
Oh my
did.
gosh. I don't have my dice tray.
but not enough. Unfortunately, Luria, you have failed your trial of arguments. But good luck on your other two. And we will begin the trial of athletics. Let us all head outside to test our athletics.
Oh my god. I
He
can't
leads
roll.
you all to what
Hang on.
Alderman refers to as the Gallery of Ruin. And what you see is outside, a wide path 200 feet long has been dug with several crudely crafted tables and pedestals arranged at various lengths, and even poorly crafted jugs, urns, and other crafts placed upon them. And you see several boulders standing at the starting line, and a muscular female stone giant steps forward, and Alderman says, Mkatla will step forward and test your athletics. Who would step forward and compete against Mkatla?
Hello.
Mkatla looks down and waves at Hug. And Alderman steps forward and drops a massive boulder next to Mkatla, and he steps forward and drops a massive boulder next to Hug. All the stone giants watching this begin to laugh, and Alderman gives you a very gentle pat on the back, and he says, "It is a joke, Hug." And he points at a smaller pile of rocks that are human-sized.
I make sure that
Kermit the Frog is now off my shoulder.
Yep, Rubrab hops off, and he hops on the boulder that was the joke for the stone giants.
So,
there's just a rock here for me. I'm assuming to throw.
Yeah, there's a pile of small, baseball hand-sized rocks for you to throw. And Katla picks up her boulder and tosses it. And a 17.
Okay.
You see it go all the way to the end and destroy a very crudely put together jug. And it goes...
okay, I'm going to take the vest off. I'm going to make a ceremony of it and putting it down.
I'm chanting in the background, though.
My club out.
Hug.
I'm going to put the
Hug.
club down.
Says
My
the
bag is off. And I'm going to rage.
Whoa. So
So you can do this with
it's obvious when
advantage.
they rage, right? When they lose their shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my shit cheering for you too, though.
And is it just athletics?
Yep, but you can do it with advantage.
Perfect. 20.
Oh!
Yeah! Yep,
Didn't even need the advantage.
There is a crudely put together glass vase just behind the urn that was shattered, and you whip it across, and it fucking thousands of pieces, and the stone giants clap and Azaka's
Oh
like,
my God,
yes,
I'm
good
so
job,
Hug! Can I run up and hug? Can you hug while you're raging? Yeah, I just hug you. Don't
You give her a raise.
Wait, don't hug me back.
I squeezed slightly too hard.
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
Sorry.
I got
Azaka
carried.
gives you a congratulatory pat on the back and says, "Great job, Hug." And you see Ribrab hopping on his boulder, clapping for Hug.
Okay. Can I ask you- can I ask you-
Azaka does a couple of stretches and she says, "I will go next."
Ooh.
You see, she tenses her muscles, walks over and picks up a rock and tosses it. And she got a 9. So a somewhat closer vase gets shattered. But the stone giant, Umket, looks down at her, picks up a boulder, and chucks it, and gets a 1!
Oh my
slips,
gosh.
She slips and drops the boulder. She clearly slipped on some loose rocks and sand on the ground, and she kind of shakes her head and puts her.
As she does, as she falls down, can Hug kind of see that it happens and reach over and grab the rock so it doesn't fall on her and save her?
Oh.
I mean, it's a stone giant, so it's not gonna hurt her that much.
No, but I still try. I still attempt to
Yeah,
do it.
sure.
It's bigger than mine. Oh, oh.
And I put it down beside her.
And she shakes her head, thank you, and just face palms. And Alderman steps forward and says, "Azaka, you have passed your trial of honor. You shall pass through the Valley of Honor." And she nods her head and steps back.
Monsu, okay. Can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
Can a bear throw a stone?
This isn't the argumentative challenge anymore.
I mean, bears have hands. They have paws. If I picked it up and I just went,
Can you turn into a gorilla? Wouldn't that be better?
Because of the thumbs.
Yeah.
I think him
Ape-
asking you that is a yes.
I can turn it to an ape.
Oh my gosh, look, he's a gorilla.
Ape. I just need to see.
Yeah,
just give me a
check the
sec.
stats. See if an ape might. I feel like an ape might be better suited for this type of challenge.
Okay, an ape has a slightly lower. Well, an ape's not bad. Yep. Okay, I can turn to an ape.
Okay.
Okay, so Monsu says, "Give me a shot. Check it out." And he like climbs up into a tree, and then just his bones start changing, and he like turns into an ape, and then he like jumps down like this, and then he runs over, and he grabs a rock. Sorry, I just need to adjust this, and he chucks it right towards the vases.
Nice.
60.
16. Not bad. Ket grabs another boulder and she tosses it and gets 18.
Ah.
Oh no. Yikes.
He goes like this.
It's okay, buddy.
And I go over and I still try to pet him like I used to when he was like other animals.
Like this. I'm gonna jump back into the tree and hang like from a branch.
Just sulking, like.
Guys, it's a really big flying monkey.
Did Daysil or Rhea wish to take the trial of athletics?
I do.
I'm not good at that at athletics. No.
Daysil,
I want to
step
do it.
forward.
Yep. And I kind of saunter forward. What's up? I'm gonna grab a rock and kind of like. Is it like this?
No,
or
it's
is it like
baseball
this?
shaped.
Okay, so I tossing it and weighing it up.
All right, give it a whirl.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I should go first.
Yep.
All right, sorry. Go.
Oh,
18.
18. Very nice.
Dang.
Very nice. All right. Ket steps forward, picks up her boulder, and whew, 19.
Ooh,
Yowza.
shit.
She
All right.
just gets one right past where you landed, and the stone giants cheer and clap for her.
And I cheer and clap for her too. And I want to like reach my hand out because I'm not going to participate in any more now. But I'm going to reach my hand
one
way
massive
up,
finger down to shake with you.
and I heartily shake it. Not to try to be stronger,
Yeah.
but just like I want to make sure she feels it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, good game.
All right.
Nice job. And then I'm going to go to the back of the line.
We're just
Hey.
sharing a couple laughs, and I was telling the crew about I went to PAX East this weekend, and one of the things I like to do is I like to get at least one of the Penny Arcade badges every time I go, and I was telling them the story of I waited in line for a while to get one of the badges. It was a Cthulhu badge, and I got to the end, and the lady said that they had run out of badges. But one of the people who had just got on the line, this very nice guy, he said, "Is this your only day at PAX?" And I said, "Yeah, this is the only day I'm at PAX." And he said, "You know what? You can have mine." And the guy was nice enough to give me his Cthulhu badge here that
Ooh.
I am very happy to have. And I don't know the guy's name, but you met me at PAX and you gave me your pin, and I am very grateful, and you're a cool dude. So
Cheers,
call,
brother.
call out
Yeah.
to you, PAX buddy. Call out
PAX
to you. I don't know if
is,
you'll ever
Buddies.
watch this, but
The attendees
you're
of
a
PAX,
good dude,
man.
and I appreciate that.
That's how. That's
Just
a great
encounter
community. That's a
PAX
really good
buddies.
community.
Absolutely. I love the whole gaming community, really.
yeah.
Like,
There's a lot.
We're
of
all
great
awesome.
people. A lot of great people. But yeah, let's delve back to Basaltboro, the clan of the Exile Stone Giants, and we move on to the Trial of Artistry, which is the last trial. Actually, no, I think Monsu can still attempt the Trial of Arguments if he fails the Trial of Artistry, but it's the last one for Rhea.
oh, goodness.
So,
Girl.
Alamund and the Stone Giants lead you guys through the caverns and all the way up to that northwestern area on the map. And it is a crafting cavern. This large cavern contains workbenches with various crafting implements and unfinished pots, urns, glasswork, and stone-crafted trinkets atop them. Kilns of massive size fill the room with heat, and shelves with crudely finished crafts line the walls. And they bring you over to a humanoid-sized table with various tools and crafting supplies on it, and Alamund says out loud that we are ready to take the trial of artistry. We shall see who among you can demonstrate a profound ability for crafting or entertaining. Who would like to step forward first and attempt the trial of artistry?
So I'm still in my ape form. So I kind of waddle forward like this, going. And I'm like,
Alamund looks confused at you.
I think Rib Rub wants to try this one.
I'm just like beating my chest.
Ribrab very shakingly nods his head.
Rhea's gonna just like step up and just start like dancing to the pounding.
I'm gonna sit down.
She's just gonna start like going for it.
I'm sitting down behind everybody since I'm not doing this, and I'm gonna be trying to like pluck my loot to like. I know I can't inspire them, but I want to like set the mood for expression.
Okay.
And you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So Rhea, you said you're going to dance for your artistry.
Yes.
Ribrab heads over to some wood crafting tools, and Monsu, what are you going to be doing?
What's a crafting check?
If you're gonna do, it depends. Are you skilled with any types of tools?
I have navigator's tools, like sailor's tools.
Yeah, that wouldn't be considered.
That's all I have.
Crafting.
Yeah, I don't have any tools.
So I
or
guess it's a
skills.
performance
I'm just
check for
gonna-
dancing.
I
then?
would say performance for
Dancing,
dancing.
telling jokes, singing, reciting poetry.
Okay, I'm gonna do like a contemporary dance as an ape.
Oh yeah, interpretive.
Interpretive dance. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
And Rhea, I'm guessing you're also dancing.
Yeah, she's gonna join in with Monsu, and then like she used to see some of the priestesses like do a dance to the goddess, so she's just gonna like do her dance that she normally does.
All right. We'll let Ribrab go first as he hunches over a workbench. You can see beads of sweat and mucus dripping off his head as he works on the whatever he's crafting. And Alamund says, "Brundolf, our youngest stone giant, and also the one who seems to have a little bit better crafting expertise than the rest of us, shall step forward. He's getting very good at crafting pots." And you see the shortest of all the stone giant step forward, and he goes over to the kiln and starts working with tools, and you can see him trying to craft something out of the oven, and we will see how. Oh, Ribrab got an 18.
Nice.
Ooh, pretty nice, little froggy.
Froggy Man did good, and the stone giant over at the kiln, you hear him shout something that even in giant sounds like a curse word, and you see that his pot is half melted as he got a 4.
Ooh.
And Ribrab kind of shakily holds up a small wooden carved toy that looks like a frog. And he holds it up, and it's got a couple of paint, a shoddily put together paint job, but it's much better than a melted clay pot. So the alderman looks at it and says, Ribrab, you have shown you have passed the trial of artistry. You may also pass through. And Ribrab goes, and passes out.
I pick him up and I put him on my shoulder again, and he's sleeping.
Yeah, he's just,
I'm gonna walk over to his shoulder and pour some water on his head too, so he's nice and hydrated.
He's
while
hydrating
passed out.
and rubbing it on him, but you can see he's still very
Out of
faint
it.
from the fear of failing this trial. All right, so it goes to Monsu and Rhea in their dance number.
All right, Rhea in her dance is gonna cast guidance on herself.
Yep.
Oh man, we
might
did
not
so
even
good.
need it. Yeah, we were like getting down to the beat, but you know what? Fuck
I'm
it,
like-
just to be safe,
Yeah.
roll
a
me
D4.
that extra D4. I'll take it, my 19.
So I'm like lifting.
Because my
her
18
up.
wasn't good enough last time, so I need my 19.
So
She's like jumping into my arms, and I'm like lifting her in
Yep,
the
he's
air.
like swinging me with the ape arms,
It's
and
like
I'm
a
just
dirty
like,
dancing.
I'm like,
yep, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
so as they're
Airly-
dancing,
Time of my life, but it's an
And
eight.
I owe it
But
all
it's a
to you.
fucking
As
ape doing that.
Yeah, we're legit doing the dirty dancing. Like,
Yes! And we're singing along to it. And I'm just like,
yeah.
"Ah."
Musharib sheds a tear.
Owe it all to you.
I'm doing like this thing, like the pointing thing from Flashdance.
Yes.
I hate
She goes
Kevin
along
Bacon.
with it. She likes it.
Sorry, Kevin Bacon. I
So-
mean, like, I love you.
Yeah, the
but
stone
still.
giants applaud. They are very impressed with your interpretive dance, and they seem to be siding with you. The stone giant crafter, he kind of scratches his head and decides to go over and do some glass work, and he's going to try to craft something together that's better than your interpretive dance. And oh, he got a nat 20.
Oh
What?
my gosh, no! No,
Oh.
what?
Nat
She had a
20s against
19.
Rhea tonight on my
Oh,
18
man.
and 19.
God
Oh, I should have
damn,
been a bard. I could
am
have
the
inspired
fucking
you.
reverse
Fuck.
Wheaton.
Can he make 2 rolls since there's 2 of us, or is he just making 1?
That's fair. That's fair.
can I inspire them?
Are you a bard?
As like just like
No.
I'm gonna pull
I know.
my
I
harp
was
out.
trying with my
Alright,
music.
So I'll be nice.
They were
I'll
in
be
the
nice,
mood,
and I'll
but-
say I'll say his exquisite glass swan that he's crafted out of the oven is just breathtaking, and it's just a little bit better than Monsu's 8 performance. So
18.
Monsu, you still got a shot. You can still do the debate.
Okay,
But, Rhea,
So Emily's okay, or Rhea's okay, but I'm still
well, no, Rhea. He still needs to roll against Rhea.
okay.
Rhea, he goes over to the clay pots, and again he tries putting it together and making something worthwhile. And I'm not going to use that die because I fear the worst for you
Oh
guys.
my god. You should. You should. What are the
If
chances?
there's a third nat 20 against
He
me,
got a 9.
okay.
Okay, so
I was about to be salty.
but yeah, he
Oh.
again he tries
Thank
to
you,
make a really
Monsu.
good clay pot, but you can see there's scorch marks on it, and it's just chiseled in the wrong way, and he kind of slams it on the ground and stomps off like
Didn't
like
get
an
the dirty
upset
dancing.
teenager. Clearly in the right place of the Valley of Lost Honor.
That's right. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
And the stone giants applaud Rhea, and Alderman steps forward and he says, Rhea, you have passed the test of artistry. you may pass through the Valley of Honor.
Yes.
And I'm looking around.
Um,
Is that all of us?
Who's
Nope.
still
still just
Hug wants
Monsu.
to try this.
Oh, Hug wants to try the artistry. Sure.
So I'm gonna gather all of my team up together and say, I need all your help.
Are you still raging?
No,
No.
I was ages ago.
Okay. I just
Can-
wanted to picture how you're like.
Can you guys all just bang on a wall all in rhythm like thum 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 for me? Can you?
Yeah, Rhea still got the jam
Sure.
going from Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
Dude,
And I'm
Sharif
trying to
says,
play
"No
my
problem,
lute still.
Hug."
I'm gonna do like a Flea from Chili Peppers type thing and try to be louder on my lute, just like like slap and shit. Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Lol.
Let's blow their minds.
Yep. Ribrab's clapping a rock on the ground. Musharib's hitting his hammer to the wall.
All right.
And Azaka's stomping her staff to the stone floor. And roll that performance check.
With advantage?
Yeah, because 19.
Yes!
Okay.
19!
All right. So one of the other stone giants steps forward, and she goes over to the wood crafting materials, and she starts trying to put something unique together, and she gets a 2. It breaks halfway
That's when I
through.
I turn around to the crowd and I say,
No, I rock!
Claps, cheers. And Alleman steps forward and he says, Hug for demonstrating excellent artistry, impressive athletics,
And
and
Honor.
honorably.
honorable, honorable debates. I present to you this. And you may choose one uncommon magic item to add to your inventory.
Ooh, Hug, nice
Whoa.
job. Nice.
what? Actually, out of game here, didn't somebody else have an uncommon magic item? Did
Yep.
we ever find out what that was?
Yeah.
It was Rhea.
That was
wasn't it?
me. It was
Rhea and
the
her
sending
sending
stones.
stones.
Sending stones.
Nice.
We used them to get Mushari back after the
Mhm.
fight
Nice.
After the mess up.
when I was
We
a
still
cat.
has them to use
Uh,
whenever.
All
Yeah.
the stone giants slowly look at Monsu.
Okay, he turns back from an ape into himself, and he goes, "All right, well, I guess I just got to be me, you know. Let's do it.
Good
Let's
luck,
debate."
Monsu.
Rhea's gonna cast guidance on him.
All right. And
gonna keep
Almond
playing
leads everybody
it,
back
though.
to the common area with the podiums, and he holds out a hand to bring Monsu up to the top of it, and
Okay, yep.
drops him
I
off.
jump up. Yeah.
And he says, the topic for this shall be, what is consciousness?
All right. What is consciousness?
You got this, philosophy major.
I'm in the background, like, playing fucking Elliott Smith. What is real? What is reality? We already did that argument, but consciousness? And I'm going to be like, dude, you're going to have to hit them in the feels. They like that.
the feels.
You're going to have to target them.
All right. I think I've got an idea. Okay, so he steps forward and he says, many of us think of consciousness as a single thought, like one brain operating as a single unit, right? Me. I think of consciousness and I think of an individual. But in reality, consciousness is 1,000 different things happening at the same time. 1,000 things firing at the same time. And in many ways, that's what makes it so powerful. Now I look around and I see all of you wonderful giants, and you operate as a collective, you operate as a community, and you make decisions as a community. And it's those community decisions, all of those different personalities, opinions, experiences, everything that you've gone through culminates in every decision that you make as a group. That, in my mind, is what consciousness is. Everything we've done, every feeling we have, every thought that goes through our heads, it's 1,000 things happening at once. And it leads to the most reasoned decisions that we can possibly make in that moment. That's what I think consciousness is.
They kind of nod their heads, and they don't hate it, but they don't think it's anything spectacular. So you're gonna roll regularly for this,
Aww.
and you may
I thought it was
you
beautiful.
may use dice at home or the roll 20 dice, whichever one you feel is gonna be luckier.
Don't
and
forget guidance.
I think guidance is also being offered. Oh,
Yep, did you
21?
see what I rolled?
Did you get
Oh,
a 21?
Beautiful.
24.
20 fucking four.
Good fucking
Star.
argument. Daniel Dennett.
Beat it, giant. Beat it.
Yeah, Sigmund is across the way, leaning on his podium, and he's scratching his head, and he just attempting to put together a good opening statement, and he's just struck so profoundly by what Monsu said. He rolled a 2.
He's like,
That he just can't get the words quite correctly, and he just kind of taps out on the podium.
Ah!
Woo!
Monsoon reaches out his hand to shake his hand.
Monsoon!
His
Yeah,
finger or
Sigmund
whatever.
holds out a finger and shakes Monsu's hand. Congratulations, Monsu.
says-
You have passed the test of honor.
Thank you.
Yay, we're all honorable.
You have
Yay.
all
I'll-
demonstrated great honor in our competition. And by
Some of us
doing
more
so,
than others. Hug.
Hug has shown great honor. But all of you have also shown honor. And in doing so, you may freely pass through our cave as friends. But I know you are all in a hurry, so allow me to help you pass the crevasse in the back. And he claps his hands together, and 2 stone giants go off to the side, and they lift a crafted together wooden stone structure, and they bring it over to the crevice, and
Monsu, before he leaves, he goes over to them and he says, "Listen, you treated us well. You were very kind. I don't have much to give, but I do have these." And he takes his 4 waka nuts, and he holds them out, and he says, "If you're ever in the dark, you can shake them and you'll get some light. It's a lovely thing that we found, but I want to pass it on to you for the kindness that you've shown to us."
Yeah, a little piece of what's out there. In this strange, mysterious world.
and
I do
Almond
hope-
holds out a massive hand and accepts your waka nuts gratefully. He says, "That is very kind of you. Thank you, Monsu." And bows his
These
head.
are only stone giant, like, adults, right? There's no stone children
I mean, the
giants, are
only
there?
one you saw was the one who threw a tantrum.
Is it around?
No, he probably went off to go sulk.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, I'm good. I wanted to bring somebody outside, like, you want to check it out? Like, but they probably know. So we should go outside. Bye.
Farewell.
It's been real.
You shall always be friends here.
Yeah. And can I just add that the uncommon item was the what is it, the helm of oh my god, where'd it go? Helm of language understanding.
Ooh.
Oh,
And the
Yeah.
helm of
wow.
comprehending language, meaning
Whoa.
that's what they gave me because we couldn't understand them.
Nice.
And as we're leaving, I turn around to them and I am actually saying in their language, in their native tongue, goodbye, thank you, and
Aw.
you are all honorable to us.
Y'all are picking like really RP heavy items, eh? There's no like sword +3 or whatever.
I know. I'd be like, I'll take the bracers of archery. Like,
Well,
like-
It's
It was
good. I
either-
like it. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It was
I
either
didn't-
that or the headband of intellect for me, but I
Oh.
figured
we've known
Well,
that.
that's
enough.
Well, I
that's a
just felt
great
like there were
magic
so
item.
many like
That's a great
times when we
magic
like
item.
needed to communicate
you will
across
probably get a lot of
distances.
use out of it. There's many
Yeah.
different
yeah, it's just what I
cultures and
figured.
creatures
The
and shit.
comprehending languages is probably a better thing than the
Yeah.
going from a 5 intellect to a +19
Yeah.
intellect.
Right. I
We-
mean,
we
now
also,
if
like-
we meet somebody, you'll be like, "It's cool, guys. I'll talk to
Yeah.
him."
We've also like negotiated our way out of the majority of our encounters. Like
Yeah,
most of our
I'm
encounters have been
persuasive
like,
as hell. Like,
yeah.
come on.
Negotiated by running away.
No, we like
Or,
held, we did like animal handling, and we did run away a lot, but still.
flee.
So yeah, I'll ask the question later on to the thing, but yeah. So yeah, the one I chose was the Helm of Comprehending Languages.
Very,
Very
nice.
smart. Awesome.
Yeah, and Musharib hefts his warhammer on his shoulder. He says, "All right, let's get moving out.
Yep.
All right.
We still got a
Monsters-
clan of dwarves to save."
Monsu says to Rhea, "You know, even though I lost that, I loved having a dance with you. That was a blast.
Same. We have to do it again. That was an awesome time.
So fun." And Hug, good work. You did really, really nice.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
the most
Oh,
honorable.
Thank you. It's been great. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
our
got stuck in
language now.
giant. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You got to
And
go
they-
back to common.
So you were the first winner, and that was a great argument. I just feel like we all really showed, everyone here really showed their mettle, and I was really impressed.
Me too, guys.
Indeed.
I think we showed them who's fucking honorable in this neck of the woods.
Yes.
I don't think this valley is lost of honor anymore.
Azaka nods her head in agreement, and she says, "You couldn't have said it better, Deso."
Okay, so we're gonna start moving.
Yep, and you guys are able to easily pass over the crevasse with the handmade bridge, and you're able to exit the mountain, and you see the bright light of day outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, finally, who can live in a fucking cave? So weird.
It is nice to see the sunlight.
I agree. Whew. All right.
All
Right, so
Shall-
we're close to where we need to be, right, Musharib?
We're getting closer. It shouldn't be longer than another week at the most. And you guys begin heading down the mountain. And you see that the terrain starts to, go from rock and gravel and pebbles to more dirt, and more greenery begins to, begin to show itself. And what is everybody's passive perception?
Mine,
13.
13.
mine's 16. It's in my thing.
Yeah, mine's a giant
10.
whopping 10. And again, like
Yeah, I mean,
Monsu,
to
it's
do
also
that.
in the thing on for me in
Yeah. I see it.
Roll20.
Okay. Rhea and Emily, what were yours again?
13.
Rebecca?
13.
13. Okay, so Monsu, you're the only one who sees this. As you guys are climbing down the mountain, you kind of look off to the side, and next to a pile of rocks, you think you see a strange shape.
Do I see anything in the area like footprints that would indicate what frequents the area?
No, you're too busy looking at that gorgeous view from the mountaintop. But yeah, Monsu, Josh.
I'm never too busy
Yeah.
because I'm a natural explorer.
Yeah, you see over to the left of the path. There's a weird looking stone shape next to a pile of rocks.
Okay, I'm gonna stop everyone and like point at the shape so that everyone's like looped in. And maybe I'm gonna stealth over towards it to see if there's anything we should be quick aware of.
From
You're like,
here to the shape, there's really nothing to hide behind. You guys are
Okay.
in broad daylight and open, stony terrain.
Okay, well I'll just draw my club,
Mhm.
my belaying pin, and I'm just gonna sort of walk over and be like, "Hello."
Yeah, you walk over, and it turns out that it appears to be a stone that's been chiseled into what looks like a dagger almost perfectly. And right next to it also appears to be a book and a helmet that also appear to be made out of stone.
How large? Like our size?
Yeah,
Or like...
about human size.
Oh. Can we try to use Arcana check to see if any of it looks magical?
Sure.
Is this the sign for what we should have read when we came in the front door?
No, you guys did pass the sign when you exited the cave.
Okay, just checking, making sure.
So I'm gonna pick them
Oh,
up and
do
just
we make the
examine
sign
them.
for the back door?
They had a sign at the back door that you guys exited out of.
No, that we entered in.
Oh, the hidden one?
Yeah.
Oh no, they just blocked it off.
Can I I was gonna say, can I reverse this and say like, let me make a sign for you, and I write a sign in like all the.
Oh, they're fine.
Ah.
They're fine.
They're like, we had a sign. You didn't read it.
They have a sign at the entrance and exit, and they plugged up the hidden entrance that you guys had used.
So
Oh, guys,
I rolled
we
an
can't
8
get out.
for Arcana.
It doesn't appear. These things don't appear to be magical.
Are they usable? Like as a dagger, helmet, and a what was the other thing?
Not really. There was
A book.
There was a book,
book.
a helmet, and a dagger. And the dagger, I mean, you could, but if it's not like you'd be proficient with a stone dagger. It's too heavy.
Can we carry them, or are they too heavy to carry?
I mean, if you want to.
You should pocket them for now.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
guess-
saying that's not really honorable.
Is there-
Stealing other people's
There's
weapons?
nothing on the ground, like as far as a trail or like footprints or like
You can roll
anything that I can track at all.
Yeah, Daysil, you can roll a survival check to look around the ground and see if there's anything that's passed through this area.
As she's doing that, Hug's just going to take the initiative and say, "Is this anybody's?"
You
Get a knife.
you guys are too far down the mountain for them to hear you. Yeah, in 18, there you go. Now you guys are getting the rolls you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daysil, you kind of look around at the ground and you notice, yeah, there are tracks around here. And, what you're
I
seeing...
would know their size, how many, and what was the last part?
If they're circumcised or not.
Exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area, and how big their dicks are.
You're not sure on the dick, but,
That's questionable.
there's no
No.
dick
No.
tracks in the
Soft
dirt.
No dick
estimate.
tracks.
The creature appears to be of medium size. You kind of judge by the size of the tracks that it's a little bit bigger than a grizzly bear. There's only one of it. There's only one of this creature, and it looks recent. It looks like within the past day or two, this creature was here.
Okay,
And
so I'm gonna.
the
Sorry.
what you see in the tracks is it looks like there's two sets of 4 legs, and the feet that are imprinted in the ground are clawed and almost lizard-like in appearance.
Lizard-like.
Yeah.
Like banana candy?
No. No, this creature has 8 legs. It has 4 legs on one side and 4 legs on the other.
I thought maybe
Oh.
there was 2 of them. Okay.
No, it's one.
Oh,
it's
no.
one creature. You know it's one creature.
I know what this is.
So I'm gonna tell everybody what I see and be
Can I
like,
roll it?
also by the looks of these tracks, it looks like this is a recent thing. Whatever happened here happened within like the last day. So you guys need to watch your backs. We
That
all need to
nature
watch our back. I think we should move quietly as we can, and keep your eyes open around us right now.
Okay. Monsu tries to guess at what it is, and he says, "Oh, it's probably something from Outer Than Stars." Some giant-
Yeah, and I tap it and I
Back
pat
to
his
normal.
shoulder. I'm like, probably, buddy. It's probably out of this world, you know?
Um,
Jesus.
Okay, so anyway, I know what it is, but my
That
character
one
doesn't.
yet again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
Monsu, you have no fucking clue what this thing is.
all right, let's keep going.
All right, yeah. So you guys,
Quietly.
trek down the mountain, and you get closer and closer towards the jungle. You see it coming, and you have to you have to take a rest for the day.
Okay.
And I'm assuming you guys are taking watch, or who's taking watch, or what are you doing while you're?
I'll
Yeah.
take the first watch this time because I'm still feeling really pumped up from what happened.
Yeah.
Back in the caves because we're so fucking honorable.
I'll
So
do.
I'm like,
So
guys,
fucking
I'm
honorable.
gonna do the honorable thing and take the first watch. Not that I'm more honorable than anyone here, because you know
Ugh.
who's the most honorable.
So
Ugh.
so Daysil
take-
on watch 1. Who's on watch
Yep.
2?
I'll take the second watch, and he just climbs, just like sort of aftershock from being a monkey so often. He just climbs into a tree, feeling more comfortable taking his watch from a tree.
A fish in a tree.
Okay.
I can take the third.
Azaka says she's gonna take the watch with Daysil on watch 1. Ribrab actually offers to help out, and he'll take the watch with Monsu.
Cool.
And who's taking watch 3?
I'll take third watch.
All right, and Rhea, you will take the third watch with Musharib.
Hug is getting a good night's sleep tonight.
He deserves
Most
it.
honorable, get the
Deserve
most
it,
sleep.
yeah. We gotta keep our most honorable rested. You need your beauty rest.
Oh,
Get out there and charm them, you know what I'm saying?
Wake me up in the morning.
All right, so
All right.
you guys settle down, making a campfire in between a bunch of boulders to keep your light visibility down. And Daysil, you were on first watch with Azaka, and you're sitting at the fire with Azaka. And Azaka looks over at you and she says, "That was pretty impressive today. That debate you gave."
You know, I feel inspired by our crew, and I'm glad that you're with us. You know, seemed like you were in a pretty shitty situation before, and I'm glad that you're out and about with us now.
I'm kind of inspired by you, Daysil.
By me?
Yes, you impress me a lot.
Well, I didn't mean to do that. I just like hanging out with you guys, you know?
From what I gather, tieflings are not looked too fondly upon where you come from, correct? The Forgotten Realms, I believe it is.
It's common to, you know, judge people based on their appearance where I come from, as it is other places. I don't really care for judging people. I guess it's because people have looked at me differently. I haven't stayed. I'm no hermit. I haven't stayed quiet, and I don't keep myself away from the world.
That's what I like about you so much is you're not afraid to be who you are. You're just you, and you don't let anybody judge you based off of your appearance, and I feel like I should follow in that example. But it's hard.
Everybody should. But I learned from the smallest, ugliest people that there are. I was raised by
Hobbits?
goblins.
You were raised by
No.
goblins?
Goblins, who are, I feel like, are the most misunderstood. Maybe that's because they're my family now, but you
I
know,
gotta say, that's quite shocking that you were raised by goblins. The goblins on Schultz appear most of the time. They're pretty vicious.
they are. And they have to be, though. What other choice do you have when you're disrespected, you're the minority, misunderstood, and completely underestimated? You got to make a name for yourself. And sometimes I think I take that a little bit too far, but it's good to know that somebody at least recognizes my efforts, because I don't want to live in hiding. I don't want to be the stone giants. I don't want to be ashamed of myself and feel like I have no honor or, a estranged grip of reality. I don't want to live that way. I want to enjoy what I do have. And I'm grateful to be here. I could not be here today. But, I lived through the accidents and traumas of my childhood, and I'm here today, and I'm glad to be here with you, Zaka.
Thank you. And I think it's time I revealed something about myself to you. I think it's time I told you why I'm so afraid of revealing more about myself to the rest of the group. I want to share something about myself with you that only Hug knows about. I don't know if I'm quite ready to share it with the rest of the group based off of past experiences with people having bad reactions to what I am. But I feel like you'll be able to understand me, and I think I think it's better to show than tell. So she stands up and she looks up at the sky, at the moon in the sky, and you see her muscles bulge, and she holds her fingers out, and claws begin to expand, and blood begins seeping out of them, and she grabs hunks of her flesh and tears it off into chunks, and begins just scratching all over her body, pulling off her skin. And after a moment of herself heaving in a ball in front of you, she stands up, and you see a were-tiger in front of you.
Whoa! Girl, you've been holding back.
And she
And I kind of approach her a little bit, I want to touch the hair. I don't want to pet or be disrespectful, but is this real?
She let you. She let you.
And so I touch their hairs. I'm like, this is amazing. Can you talk right now?
I have to look that up real quick. I'm not sure if she.
I still want to communicate with her.
I know. I just
got a cool little NPC on our hands. What are you gonna do?
Let me see. In were-tiger form. Oh no, she can't speak in. Oh no, she can't speak in tiger form. She can speak in her hybrid form. Okay. And she says, "Yes, I can speak in my were-tiger hybrid form."
This is incredible and powerful and magical. Why would you ever be ashamed of this?
Because people fear lycanthropes. But
is that what you call this? And I'm just like,
she nods, and she's kind of looking into your eyes, and as you're kind of touching her fur, she kind of holds a were-tiger paw onto your face, and she goes in for a kiss.
With a were-tiger face?
Yes.
With fangs and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do a kitty cat thing and do the headbutt where they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read it wrong and be like, we're friends, and I'm gonna headbutt and kind of rub my head against the side of her head, and then rub her side just a little bit as I move back. Yeah, I'm gonna not know.
No, that's fine. That's fine. She kind of accepts it, and you see her nod her head, and she goes back to sitting across the log, and she says, "I'm glad that I revealed this to you, Daysil. I wish I had come forward sooner."
I think you're beautiful, and you're special just the way that you are. And you're special to me.
She gives a fangy grin.
I think that my watch is almost over. Look at that. Look at the time. Shit. Time flies when you're having fun. Am I right, sister?
I guess so. And you see her slowly revert back to her human form. Less gory this time. And
less gory. Yeah,
she
that's cool.
Actually, before she does that, she digs a hole and she shoves all the bloody skin parts from her fur shift into the hole and just buries it. And she says, "All right, I guess it's time to wake up Monsu."
We're gonna get Monsu up, but I think, in my opinion, that you should share this with everybody else because it's pretty fucking cool.
Does
You're
she
pretty
wake-
fucking cool.
Damn it! I can't talk. Shit.
And she nods her head and she says, "Eventually, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting more comfortable. I feel most comfortable around you and Hug, but I need more time. It's hard. I've been chased out of villages before."
Because you're badass.
I wish that was
So-
what they actually thought.
Well, I am. And people don't think that about me, but I know the truth. And I know the truth about you. So, let's get some rest. What do you say, sister?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, I'm going to go wake up Monsu.
All right.
Okay. He wakes up and he's like, "Oh, what did I miss?"
Nothing
Nothing
out of
much,
the
brother.
ordinary.
All right. He goes over, climbs up the branches, and sits in the tree, just like
And you hear
staring at the stars.
You hear and Ribreb pops
Aw.
up into the tree next to you.
Aw.
I put my arm on his back and give him a pat. I wish we could talk, but
It's a tree party.
And
Aw.
he kind of, you see his tongue go out, and he
Helm
kind
of comprehending languages in my bag.
that's true.
you
I
can,
know that
you
he
can roll a
has that?
perception check to see if you remember it.
Okay. 11.
Monsu climbs down,
No.
rummages through someone else's bag, steals something that doesn't belong to him, and then uses it to his advantage.
Dude, it's up to you. Do I remember or not?
No,
It's fine.
little
Okay.
bit, little bit higher. You could have gotten it.
Okay, so Monsu, not being able to communicate with him, decides to. So I know the shape water cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes out a flask and he starts like, just kind of making fun shapes with water to pass the time.
Ribreb is
so
very
you know, like,
enthralled.
huh?
Ribreb is very enthralled.
Yeah.
He's
So
like,
just kind of like making frogs hop over each other made out of water, and then making little like like scenes like like a silent movie of just
Mhm.
animals bopping around, and yeah.
roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah. Not very good on the watch. Okay. 11.
11 is not the number for tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, you and Ribreb kind of bond a little bit with you entertaining him and him kind of getting used to you, and yeah, he's opening up a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like have fun with him and trying to communicate without being able to use words, but he's kind of just like showing off, doing stuff, and like trying to use hand gestures, and
Yeah,
Oh.
it's very hard to communicate with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your watch passes and you don't notice anything.
Great.
So before the last watch begins, Daysil, you actually have a dream.
A dream.
You have a dream. And in the stream, it is the day the soldiers arrived at your parents' house.
So it's a nightmare.
It starts off that way at first. It's you crying and your mother trying to yell at the soldiers and tell them, to leave, and that they're just normal people trying to live their life. And you see that woman, the leader of the troop, just yelling back at her and saying that what they're doing is wrong, and she's a fiend, and fiends are not welcome in this world, and that they have a duty to remove these type of people from the world. And your father, it was your father who was the tiefling, right? And your mother was human, or was it the other way?
They were both tieflings.
They're both tieflings. But yeah, and that they're just arguing that they shouldn't be judged, and that they have every right to live here as you do. And your father kind of turns to you on his haunches, and he's telling you to go out the back door and hide and run into the woods and Go try to find your aunt. Go try to find your aunt. And you go and you're about to go run, the same way it went in real life. You're about to run into the house and out the window when you hear footsteps approaching down the path, and you see the darkness of the woods. A figure slowly walks out of it, and the figure is in elegant garmed attire, and he is also red of skin and two massive horns on his head. And he's just strolling up without a care in the world, one hand in his pocket, another stroking his goatee on his chin. And he kind of looks like this. Let's see if I can share this with you guys.
The devil himself, and he plays an electric guitar.
You guys ever seen Legend with Tom Cruise? I think of
Yeah.
Tim Curry's.
You're not
Darkness.
far off. You're not far off.
Not far. It looks pretty good.
Shit.
And he said,
Asmodeus.
play the best song in the world,
Or I'll eat,
your soul.
And yeah, this
Just a tribute.
very fiendish looking figure is strolling up to the soldiers, and you can see a smirk going across his face. And the soldiers begin turning to look behind them, and it's almost immediate. He holds up, this deviled man holds up a hand, and he clicks his fingers, and you just see each soldier slowly get immolated in front of you, and holding up their hands, and their skin burns away, and it reveals a skeleton, and the skeleton collapses into ash. One of them runs over, and he grabs a hand to his throat, lifts him up, and snaps his neck, tosses him to the side. And he gets up to the woman who who ordered the troops and who led them, and he stands in front of her, and he holds a hand out to grab her face, and you see her just slowly decay and wither and rot to nothingness. And your parents step forward, and they're thanking him, and giving them, trying to understand who he is and why he helped them. And you see him kind of slowly turn to you in the dream, and he says, "I'm sorry it took so long to reach out to you, granddaughter." And he holds out a hand for you to come forward.
Is it a lucid dream? Can I move forward?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy's fucking badass.
And he grabs your hand and he says, "Why don't we all go inside?" And he steps into the cottage with your parents, and they start getting breakfast together. And he leads you over to two chairs by the fire, and
This is surreal for me though, because seeing my parents doing something that they didn't do after that day.
Mm.
And I'm really, I don't know if it's nostalgia because I didn't see it actually ever happen, but I'm like, my emotions are through the roof even right now playing the character.
And
seeing my mom and dad
yeah.
after like cooking food and rummaging around and working together again, and after never seeing them again and doing something that I don't remember, I'm elated.
And you see the fiendish figure sit down in a chair and cross his arms, and he says, "Daysil, I am Asmodeus. I am the archfiend of the Nine Hells. I am also your great something grandfather." Just to ease the terminology, I'll refer to you as granddaughter, and you can refer to me as grandfather if you so wish. I have come to you because I have many in my lineage, many in my blood who walk the earth as tieflings. And I try to help guide them as soon as I can to better lives, to become more than they could ever be. And it was only until recently that I decided you might have a spark of something more. something buried within that could potentially be something great.
Like you? Great like you?
But of course, you're my lineage. You have the potential to be something very great. I'm not only here to help you reach that potential, I'm here to warn you. There is a great danger lurking in Harakamar that your albino dwarf friend does not know about. There is a lesser demon controlling the fire newts in Harakamar. The prince demons of the abyss have long been in a blood war with the archfiends of the Nine Hells. And this particular demon found a weakness in the rift between the abyss and the material plane. This rift happened to be underneath Harakamar. The demon was able to pass through, luckily for him, and he was able to convince the fire newts to work with him. For the demon is a soldier of Baphomet, one of the prince demons of the abyss. And this demon is currently having the fire newts unearth a portal that will allow Baphomet's army to get a foothold into the material plane. I wanted to warn you ahead of time before entering Harakamar. I feel that you can defeat the demon, but you must be cautious. You must be ready to do whatever is necessary to dispose of it. And if you are able to get rid of this demonic presence from the material realm, I would be more than happy to reward you for doing so.
This dream is reward enough. I'm so happy to have met you.
I wish I had been there sooner to help your parents, but unfortunately being the archfiend of the Nine Hells requires a lot of my time. And there are many other children and grandchildren along the material plane that I must lend aid to. But I am here now.
And I'll do whatever you say. And
good.
I get up rudely and I go where my parents are to try to say, and I'm like this to him as I walk into the other room and try to see if I can milk the last bits out of the stream with my parents, because I know it's fleeting.
And you go over and your mother kneels down. She goes, "Oh, hi, honey," and she gives you a big hug. And your father kind of ruffles your
I
head.
hug her so hard.
Yeah. And you hear the footsteps of this archfiend stepping into the dining area, and he leans against the door frame and he says, "If you are able to aid me in my pursuits on the material plane, this dream may one day become a reality. I can grant many gifts to those who are worthy, those of my lineage who prove to be useful. Go and destroy the demon that has taken over Harakamar. Prove your worth to me, Daesil. Prove that you are of my lineage, that you have that spark that I believe you do have. And in return I shall grant you my power if you so wish. However, it is a fleeting power. It is something that grows with you as you get stronger. But it is a taste of the infernal essence. I will allow you to enter into a pact with me. And if you so choose, you may follow that pact and grow stronger. Until one day you will have enough of my power to make your dreams a reality." And he snaps his fingers, and you wake up.
Oh my gosh. Did I actually get rest?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Because my heart is fucking pounding. Okay, all right. But I wake up probably like, ah! Like, or I probably wake up like, I'm ready, and then I'm like, oh, shit.
All right.
Wait, who's on watch right now?
Monsu and Ribrab are about to finish their watch.
Okay, they're up in the tree though, so yeah. So I probably like wake up and then I'm like, and then I try to like, okay, hopefully nobody saw that, and I try to like settle back in because I don't have to watch anymore. So that's what
Did
I
we
do.
see anything, or are we too distracted from
Oh, you're
like
way too
goofing around?
distracted.
Okay, great.
You're putting on a puppet show with water. All right, and it goes to Rhea and Musharib.
Oh, we're so close. We're gonna be there to take care of your family soon, Musharib.
Thank Torm. I've been away.
I know those.
I've been away for far too long.
How long has it been?
Well, it took me a month to get to Port Nyanzaru, a week to meet you folks, and then another month for us to get all the way back.
Sorry it's taken so long, but thankfully we got through those giants, and hopefully soon enough we'll be there and we'll save your family and take care of these awful newts.
They're the worst. They're the worst, Rhea. These newts, they don't only eat humanoids, they enjoy torturing them using means of fire. They'll use hot pokers and flay the skin and laugh while they do it.
How disgusting! I can't wait to teach them a lesson. I'm sure your family will be okay, and then we'll take care of all of them. We'll make sure that they never get to hurt another soul.
Thank you. You're a kind girl. A good lass.
I only wish we could have made it out here a little bit more quickly to spare those who have to wait while we make the journey.
Thank you. Roll a perception check.
Hmm. 13?
You think somewhere in the distance, you're not sure which direction, but you hear a lizard-like trill.
Can I kind of tell where it's coming from at all?
No
Is it like
idea.
nearby?
No idea.
No idea.
It's
All
so echoey in these mountains and this particular
Yeah.
crevice that you guys have parked yourselves in that it's hard to tell, but definitely hear
Gotcha.
something out there.
I'll just kind of look at Mushri and be like, did you hear that?
I did less.
Any idea what that is?
No, but it did not sound too friendly.
I agree. We'll stay extra on our guard.
Let's hope it passes us by.
Hopefully luck will have it that way.
All right, and you finish your watch, and nothing else out of the ordinary happens, and everybody gets their
Awesome.
long rest and wakes up.
Perfect.
That was. I slept pretty good there.
Did you get a good rest after your long, honorable trial, Hug?
Oh, I kind of did. I didn't have any dreams, though. How about anybody else?
I had a dream. Oops, sorry, kitty.
Ooh, anything interesting?
Just some flashbacks. And also a premonition, maybe.
A
I don't think
premonition.
there's
Really?
I don't think there's gonna be good news where we're going for Musharib. Musharib, you know anything about, like, is there any kind of, like, I don't know, like, really big baddies, aside from what you've already told us, that are, like, rumored to be causing problems or anything that you know of? Because I'm just getting this feeling like
You mean
something
like
ominous is...
some other type of monster working with the fire newts?
like a demon,
A demon?
maybe even.
This feeling, Daysil. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
there's
don't know.
something you're not totally letting on.
Just sometimes I'm clairvoyant. I just, have
Well, what
these
did you
thoughts.
see? We had many priestesses that were clairvoyant back at the temple, and we always heeded their warnings. So, what did you see in your dreams?
I saw a guy that said there's gonna be bad stuff where you're going,
What kind of bad stuff?
like a demon.
What kind of guy?
Is he like a mega demon or like mediocre demon that we can beat?
Did
Well, he
you know
wasn't
him?
he wasn't a demon or anything. He was like regular guy. He had like skin like mine, and like horns like mine.
Oh, just like a
just a
tiefling.
regular
He was
guy.
horny?
That he had horns like mine. I don't know what he was feeling at the time. I don't think he was.
You sure you didn't have dreams, Hug?
Don't be
I'm
gross,
I'm
Hug.
just playing off what she's saying. She's telling me that she's like fighting. Clearly, somebody like looking at her would kind of horny. So it's just if she's saying he had horns, talking to her, I'm just putting two and two together.
He had cool horns. Like mine are obviously best, and I kind of like graze them. They're like really big guys. Like
You are
ibex
pretty
horns.
horny.
Yeah. Okay, Hug. I think you should just calm down with that phrase.
Look, I think, regardless of the situation, we should exercise caution. We don't want
Yeah.
to charge in there. We want to be
Agreed.
careful.
We need
And
to be
get the-
careful in these woods too, because something weird happened with the stone book and shit. And like it was around, like it hasn't been that long. It's only been like a day and a half, 2 days tops since the whole stone dagger, stone book shit, stone helmet. Like what is that even?
And there
I
may be
can't
an
imagine.
unsuspected foe, so
But they were through
yeah,
here,
utmost caution.
so
Yes,
there's evil afoot.
Evil afoot.
All right.
And
Yeah.
there's going to be I'm pretty sure that there's bad stuff. Musharib, you don't know? Maybe that's why everybody's in trouble where you come from. Is that nobody knew?
No, lass, I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to demons. The only things I saw were the fire notes.
Hmm.
Are you sure that there's nothing you're not telling us?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I have a feeling, and sometimes there are underlying causes of problems. So maybe I'm onto something.
Rhea, you can roll an insight check on Daysil. Ooh.
Oh!
I'll say I have +5 to insight, so
Do I
She's
challenge it?
definitely
And, like,
hiding.
deception?
That there's something about her retelling of her dream that she's not telling you, and she's doing.
So I'm
it
not
on
gonna like
purpose.
I don't want to like call her out in front of everybody, but I am gonna kind of like after the conversation subsides, I am gonna kind of be like, so Daysil, I don't, I know you're personal with your business, so I'm not trying to.
I'm a book.
Yeah.
I'm open like a book. What are you talking about?
Well, we asked you about your dream, and I feel like you weren't quite telling us everything about it.
I had a dream, and it was a bad dream. It was a dream about the day that my parents were murdered.
I'm sorry, Daysil. That must have been really, really awful to watch.
Yeah, and it's awful to talk about too.
I'm sorry. I don't. Like I said, I don't mean to bring
Passive
up any bad
aggressive for the
memories.
win.
I'm just trying to I want to make sure that we know we have all the weapons we can going into this fight. If there's anything else that you weren't telling us that was, but I trust you to tell us everything that was, important to the incoming fight. I know we can trust you. I just, if you have any troubles.
I saw a guy in the dream, like I was telling you. He looked like a cool guy. And
Well, I know you said he sounded like a tiefling. I mean, is he?
I mean, he
of some
kind of looked like a
importance to you?
tiefling. He looked like a tiefling. I don't know. I mean, like, I think he said he was, like, related to me, maybe. I don't know. But
Related?
She
That's,
said
like,
she had a
super
horny
cool.
dream.
I'm only talking to Rhea.
No more horniness. Get the fuck out of here, Hug.
Girl time.
Girl time.
Sorry,
Girl
I
time.
couldn't
We're
help
talking
it. You
over a
guys are
glass of
talking
wine
so
about our dead
loud.
parents, okay? Fuck off, Hug.
Ask a fucking more brandy or some
Fine.
shit.
Mansu, come, let's have fun.
All All right.
But yeah, no, I'm just gonna be like, I totally understand. Like that must be honestly super cool because I have no idea who my parents are or where I come from. So I mean, getting the opportunity to see somebody I was related to, that'd be
Yeah,
really
it's weird.
amazing.
It's weird. I feel like I'm still trying to like process it.
Absolutely.
I I do think that what I heard was truthful though. I don't think that we've got good things on the horizon. I think when you guys ask what weapons we need, like all of them is my answer. All of them.
Sure.
All the talents
And I
that we
trust your
have.
intuition. You always know what you're talking about, girl. So
Not always.
most of the time, sometimes we have a little too much wine. Let's be real, but most of the time we know what we're talking about.
I know it's early, so right now I'm lucid. It's good.
Yeah, I think you knew what you were talking about in that dream. So
we're
gonna have to
don't-
super prepare.
I don't know a lot about what I saw, but I saw my parents, and I'm still trying to process that because I haven't seen them since they were murdered in cold blood.
I can't
And
even.
I got to hold my mom again. my
And
dad
Rhea kind
touched
of like
my
gives Daisel a hug, and I know Daisel's probably going to be flinching against it, but Rhea just
No,
like,
no, no. I'm right there. I'm
Okay,
like,
I'll say Rhea's just like giving her a hug, and she's just like, I'm so sorry. She's just like, I never knew my parents, but I didn't have to see that, so I can't even imagine, knowing your parents and having to see them die.
and
I'm
I
so
think
sorry,
for a second
Daisel.
about what it might be like to not know somebody to recognize and hug and say, "You're my mom. I love you, and I miss you," or whatever. And I hug her even tighter.
Oh, we're having a
roll
girl moment.
roll a perception check, Daisel.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's fine. It's just a 20.
As you guys are hugging, you see Azaka walking by, and she looks over her shoulder, and she gives a very mean look at Rhea behind
Oh
her back.
no!
You mad at me? What did I do? I'm
And
just
you-
trying to get a hug.
Yeah, she's not very happy.
Hug keeps hearing his name and looking over.
Hugs. And you're like,
Hugs.
Hug,
hugs.
Hug, as you look over, you see Azaka pass you by, and she's got a scornful look on her face, and she's kind of looking down at the trail. And as she passes you, she accidentally like nudges you with her shoulder, and she just like trudges. She looks very upset about something.
I follow her down.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing.
It's
Fine. I don't want to talk
Okay.
about Hug.
I'm fine.
Women are weird.
Girls.
As you look back, Mansu's trying to climb back up into a tree while everyone else is occupied. He just has this instinct.
So as you guys are heading south down the mountain path, it becomes to open up more forgiving dirt sand mixture on the road as opposed to the rough pebbles and stones previously. Dark green and brown boulders and stones still surround you, creating narrow paths as you navigate the various elevations. As you proceed downhill, your group hears the sound of something ahead and around the bend of the path. The sound is of something big climbing down the rocks, and several footprints coming from one source heading in your direction.
Can we check what kind of footprints they are? If they're the same as the
I
ones we saw
can.
No,
before?
you don't see footprints. You hear several footprints coming towards you guys.
I'll say, can
Oh.
Daisel like tell what kind they are? Maybe.
Can we hide?
I can track because I'm a natural explorer,
But not
and
necessarily
I'm alert
predict what's
to any
coming
kind. I
towards us.
remain alert to danger, but I don't.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think I'm
bet
gonna
we
be
like.
able to
Are there
tell.
bushes around us or like rocks? Something.
Can
where
we
can,
hide?
like, hide?
Monsu, Jacil, and Rhea. Hug, you didn't have a high enough passive perception. So the three of you hear whispered voices in the rocks above you, and you hear the telltale sound of a bow getting drawn.
Shit.
So
Okay.
Rhea's gonna go ahead and reaction.
As you guys are hearing this, what happens is the massive form that comes trundling up the path is a lizard-like creature the size of a grizzly bear. Its skin is a dark turquoise blue that goes paler near its belly. Dozens of brick reddish spines cover its back and along its tail. It moves on 2 sets of 4-scaled feet, and its face contains a mouth of jagged teeth with blue glowing eyes. Above you, along the sides of the path, you hear whoops and trills of war cries in a gibbering language as small humanoids pop up wearing tribal masks, depicting the same blue pale lizard face with red feathers along the edges. They appear to be carrying bows that they draw and prepare to fire. Roll for initiative.
They're firing at us?
It appears so.
Oh, 6. What is this?
So we didn't have a chance to yell ambush or something like that?
No, it happened so fast.
Okay.
Is the initiative?
Ooh.
There we go. Okay. So there's going to be one surprise round where only Hug, because of the low passive perception, does not get to partake in. Okay. Oof. Right. The basilisk also was not part of the surprise. It just kind of trundled over, so...
For the record, I knew it was a basilisk, and I was so pissed off when I rolled a 1 on my nature check.
I had a feeling you did, buddy. I had a feeling.
When
you
it was
did.
like everything was stone, and then there were lizard tracks, I was like, damn it.
All right, so the basilisk does not enter the surprise round, but Monsu, you are top of the initiative for the surprise round.
All right.
So basically, the only two who weren't part of the surprise round is Hug and the basilisk.
Okay. So I have a question.
I have an answer.
I'm gonna wild shape. I can bonus wild shape.
Mhm.
Is it too meta for me to wild shape as a I know giant spiders have blind sight.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
Oh yeah, you rolled a 1 on your nature check.
Okay,
I'd
so
say
I'm
that's
gonna
too
I'm not
meta.
so okay. So for the sake of argument, I'm not gonna wild shape as a giant spider. I'm gonna wild shape as a direwolf.
Okay.
And so he's basically like, can these rocks, are they climbable?
Yeah. You'd
Okay,
have to
so-
roll. You'd have to roll an athletics check.
Okay, so he runs. He kind of notices the bows being notched and just starts running, and then he jumps, and as he jumps in midair, his arms extend, and you see him turn into this this huge vicious wolf.
Nice.
Athletics. Okay, so that's 5. Okay, and I'll roll an athletics check. Okay. Oh, 20.
Okay.
So he just jumps in the air and this turns into this huge dire wolf and basically heads to attack this guy. Can I make it?
So it's gonna be 10 feet to go. It's gonna be 5 feet
That's
for
fine.
that elevation to go up. So factor that into your movement.
Speed is 50 feet.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of movement for that.
Okay, so it's a
Um,
+5 to hit, and he does attacks with 1 bite.
Give me 1 second. Just gotta look something up real quick. So before you move, you are affected by the petrifying gaze of the basilisk. So you are able to still take your action and attack and stuff, but unless you shield your eyes when you do it to take disadvantage, you're gonna be affected by the petrifying gaze.
That's
Sorry
a saving throw, right?
to ask this random question. It's not really that random, but
Shoot.
did we level up?
Yes. I forgot to do that. Actually,
I'm so happy that you just said yes.
let's
I know
take,
exactly what to do.
let's take another quick 5-minute break. I gotta hit the bathroom, and I'm gonna let you guys level
Yes.
up, and then we'll be right
Oh.
back.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Everybody leveled up, but we have returned, and it appears our party has been ambushed by some little humanoid creatures that another creature has appeared and is causing petrification. And we started with Monsu, and Monsu, you have to decide if you are averting your gaze or if you are taking the saving throw.
I mean, I'd like to avert my gaze, not turn into stone or whatever. So, if I can, yeah, I guess I will.
Okay, but any action, skill, or attack is at disadvantage.
Okay, well, I jumped and I rolled for that, so I'll have to roll again.
Yep.
I rolled even better. So
Awesome.
now he's going to attack with a bite.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just sorry. I just have to check this. I should probably have this in my thing. Okay, so and 13.
13 to hit. Let me just double.
Oh, this is on one of these little guys.
Yeah. Eeh. 13 to hit. Does not hit.
Okay, and these guys. Do I notice anything about their helmets or anything that like might protect them from? You know what I mean?
You can roll a perception check, I guess.
Okay. Okay. I'll roll a perception check. Here we go. Ooh.
Yeah, it appears this mask is kind of slitted, and it's kind of it kind of like helps them see and not get disadvantage when attacking people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, and it goes to Dasil.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast. Shit.
Before you make a cast, you have to decide if you are averting your gaze or not, because you can feel your body begin to grow a little bit rigid.
No, I should definitely do that, and am
Okay,
averting
so
my gaze.
So you are
Not
averting
looking
your
over there.
gaze. Okay, so any rolls you make are at disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Shit. I forgot that I had one more spell to pick out, and I'm not gonna like waste your time looking for it right now or anything. So, I'm going to wait. That's the button for a new tab. Just click this. Okay. Sorry. I just need to be able to see the map. Okay. Meh, we're in business. Monsu. All right. Averting my gaze from the one that Monsu is engaged with, or
From the creature that's arrived.
oh, that motherfucker. Okay, it just showed up on my screen. Yeah, I don't want to look at that. Gross. Okay. So, all right. I don't want to look at that. I'm gonna move up this way. And can I see this baddie from where I am?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, you take that second.
Yeah, and if you look on the screen, this is kind of what the goblins look like, but their masks kind of match the creature that's appeared.
Whoa. Okay. So I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the one that I pinged. I can
Okay.
ping it again too if you want. Like, not the one that's against Monsu right now, but if I can see him, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him. And then I'm going to
Oh, sorry.
try
Which one? Which one were you saying again?
just the one south of Monsu that
Okay.
he's not engaged in.
Okay, so he's getting Hunter's marked. Let's go with this one. Okay, I'm also gonna do red dot.
Okay. And then I'm going to shoot my longbow at him, so I'm just going to roll for that.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage. And I have both
16.
listed, I think, most of the time. Oh, 16 with disadvantage ain't too bad.
16
Let's see.
hits.
Oh, all right. Well, let me just roll for damage. Oh, and let me just roll that extra d6 for Hunter's Mark. Meow. Oh,
Okay.
1? What? That's not flashy at all. Okay. But it's a 5 damage,
Nice.
nonetheless.
Yeah, describe how you hit this goblin.
So I run up to the side of the rocks and kind of crouch down, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, ugh, from looking at the weird thing coming up the path, and I can see Monsu up there with another one. And I spot another guy that looks just like him, and so I pull my bow from my back and knock one off and fucking let it go.
Okay.
And I'm trying to aim for like his legs. I want to put him down.
Yeah, this
First.
arrow goes right through one of its kneecaps, and you see it go and kind of grip the arrow shaft and snap it off. And it's very upset about getting shot in the kneecap.
Great. That's it for me.
All right, Hug, we skip because you did not make the surprise round, and it goes to the goblins. The one on Monsu. He is going to make a scimitar attack on you. If I can get this damn thing to work. Can I not click that? Damn it. I just had it.
Monsu, are you okay? That's a free action, right? To yell to my buddy.
Montu just goes, oh!
I'm guessing an 8 isn't going to hit.
No.
Yep.
Direwolf's AC is, sorry, I shouldn't have closed that. Direwolf's
The
AC
highest.
is 14.
Nice. Yeah, he tries to take a swing at your head, but you're able to duck under and do a roll and get behind him and start growling as he turns to face you again. The goblin south of you is very upset at Daysil, and he's going to pull out a short bow and fire at her. And I'm guessing a 6 isn't going to hit either.
Miss.
Yep, goes whizzing over your head. The goblin south of that, he's going to take a shot at Hug. And another 6 is also going to miss. And Hug, you see an arrow go flying past your head. But it was a couple feet away, so nothing to worry about. Maria, you have 2 goblins on you. Both are shooting their short bows. A 10 and a 9. Wow, these guys can't shoot for shit.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'm guessing both of those miss. Clink, clink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clink clink.
And it goes to Rhea.
All right. I am going to avert my gaze, and then I'm going to. I'm actually going to try and take a shot, I think, at this guy. Yeah. With my crossbow at disadvantage, I suppose. Oof. Oof. Never mind.
Aww.
Nope. It holds up a cool crafted shield that looks
Oh.
like it's supposed to imitate the hide of the creature on the path, and it just takes an arrow with the shield and.
Rude.
And we are now out of the surprise round and into the regular initiative order. And oh wait, Daysil for some reason.
Yeah, I did.
You're
did
on
mine.
there twice. All right.
Am I? Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
came late,
Ignore
so
the
I
turn
rolled for
order
my
on
own.
this on the screen you guys are seeing, because for some
Oh.
reason that one's wrong. The one I'm seeing has everybody. Monsu, it's back to you.
Okay. Well, I did notice that they had these helmets. Can I attempt a disarm where I can bite the helmet and like throw it to one of my allies with my mouth?
Sure, but it's gonna cost an action.
Yeah, I assumed that it would cost an action.
So yeah, that would just be I'll let you use your athletics versus its dexterity.
Okay, I have a +3 and I'm proficient, so d20 plus 5. Oh, sorry, that's not right. Can I roll the proper roll?
Sure.
13.
Yep, you're able to clamp down at the mask and you tear it off its face so the strap rips, and you toss it towards whoever you
Daisel.
want to toss. Yeah,
I guess Daisel's the closest, but I give her like a look, and I'm like obviously doing something intentional, right?
Daisel, roll animal handling check to see if you can understand what the fuck this wolf is saying.
Oh gosh.
No
That's
idea.
not
Why
great.
is
Yeah.
why is he shaking his head at you?
I did throw the helmet at her too.
I'm like, because he's like shaking his head as a direwolf. I'm like, I'm sorry. I thought I was helping. Should I not fire at him? Hey,
Yeah,
don't
she's
know.
got no clue what you're trying to say.
Okay, well, there's a helmet at your feet. Also, this goblin either has to attack with disadvantage or...
Mhm.
Right, okay.
All right. So that's it for your turn, and it goes to the basilisk. And he's gonna go rushing up to Hug and give him a big old smoochie. Matt, are you still there?
I am, yes. I just have it on mute because there's a few other people in the office being a bit loud, so I'm just making sure I'm monitoring that.
Gotcha. The basilisk runs over and tries to chomp you with its bite. 24 is probably gonna hit. And you take, oh man, 14 piercing and 5 poison damage.
Both halved.
Yes, that's right, because you're raging.
So that's going to
actually,
be...
no, you haven't taken a turn yet, so you're not raging just yet.
It's not about rage.
Uh,
It doesn't say, but that's not part of the thing.
yeah, let me double check that. 'Cause I thought that was included in raging.
Oh, damn it. While raging. Yep.
Oop. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you take the full amount because you haven't had a chance to rage yet.
Bugger.
So 19 damage altogether. And that ends its turn. And we go to Daisel.
All right. So
Wait, doesn't Hug get a turn? Hug had 19 for his
you go
initiative.
after. I see you with 10 on the initiative.
yeah,
order.
the turn order for us, I only see an 8 and a 20. I don't see everybody else on the initiative.
So
Yeah,
I rolled a 19
rolled a
just before
19?
Monsu did 22.
Okay, so you got a 19.
And I think I have 14, right?
Weird.
So
Yeah, you had a
I
14.
don't know why it didn't calculate that, but okay, you're going next. Unfortunately, though, you are affected by its petrifying gaze because it specifically says a creature that isn't surprised can avert its eyes. You were surprised, so I need Hug to give me a DC 12 Con saving throw.
come on, you can do it. You can do it.
I believe
12
in you.
isn't that bad. Come on. You got this.
Ah! Hug, you try to move and you feel your body begin to stiffen, and your skin turns a light shade of gray,
Shit.
and you are considered restrained for this turn.
Okay. Restrained, but that means I just can't move, right?
I'm looking up restrained right now. Restrained, your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. and you have disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Okay,
So you can attack.
I can attack.
Yes, you can, but with disadvantage.
Just with disadvantage.
Correct.
So not that bad.
Not
Yes.
that bad, but still kind of bad.
It's pretty
Yes, it's
bad.
kind of bad. Okay.
It's trying to stay positive. Silver
Yep.
lining.
So, as a bonus flavored thing, I'm going to yell out over to Daysel. Put the mask on! I heard stories about these things from my parents. Put the
You
mask
gotta roll a nature check for that, buddy.
I will roll a nature check for that for sure.
Okay. I will say that you, with a 15, you're able to understand, basically that basilisks can turn people to stone if you see them, but I need you to roll a perception check to understand that the goblins were using the masks to negate the effect. No.
Tap it.
No idea.
Okay. Damn it. Okay. Well, I have no choice. I'm going to do my usual try to attempt a firebolt. Which fails terribly and sets me off into a rage.
There you go.
And give the basilisk a giant swipe.
Do it up, man. That's a hit.
Serious? With disadvantage?
Oh,
no.
no, with disadvantage,
Oh.
no.
Damn
I
it.
don't mean to be a tattletale. I'm just sorry, Hug.
Can you at least give her inspiration for that?
Yes, Daysil for being
she
a
screwed
good
us over?
sport and
Yeah.
alerting the DM, you can get a point of
I'm
inspiration.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can give that
Lol.
FYI, date. You can give that. You can give that.
Snitches
Inspiration to
get inspiration
Hug.
in my game.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Hug. Sorry, I was muted.
Okay?
So Hug, you have an
Hug, you
inspiration
have a
die.
point of inspiration.
How many? 1d6?
No, inspiration allows you to re-roll any d20 roll.
Oh, excellent.
which
I
you're
will
probably gonna
definitely
need
take
next
that.
turn.
Yep.
All right, I think that ends Hug's turn.
Yep.
And we go to Daysil.
I don't know if everything's okay with Twitch right now, but husband says that he went to check and see if we were on, and he said it wasn't streaming. So I was just checking in on that.
It says it's streaming right now.
Stream for
It
mine.
says
It's good
streaming.
for me.
Okay. Yeah, it's good for everybody else. Okay, it might have been his phone. All right, thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, hubby.
They said thank you, hubby. All right. Bye, sweetie. Okay. Just making sure everything's fucking copacetic. Very good, husband. Very good.
Good work, husband.
Yeah, he's like, I don't mean to interrupt,
job,
but I think something might be wrong with the stream. I'm just double checking.
On that note, Daysil, it is on you.
All right. So, all right. So I got Hunter's Mark on this guy. And okay. I'm going to move back here with my eyes still down.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay.
I can post that. Hang on
Yeah, I
one
was
second.
gonna say if you can link it, please do.
Yeah.
so.
The thing is, I had to import it kind of because it's not on Roll20, but it's in the player's handbook.
Ooh, neat. So
So-
you can roll that attack, and if you hit it, it works, but the attack is at disadvantage.
Okay, so it says in the next time that I hit a creature. So hopefully, I
Oh, okay.
hit.
So it's a delayed thing. You have to use an
Right.
action to cast it, and then next turn you can use it.
Right,
Gotcha.
right. So I'm gonna put myself here, and I'm gonna wait. No, I can move a little bit closer. I want to move a little bit closer to. Oh shit! I don't want to move that close. I want to move like this close to Hug. Is that
Okay.
cool?
Yeah, yeah. You just moved
I don't want to
diagonally.
put myself immediately in front of the beast, but I'm casting it on the beast, the basilisk, and I want to kind of like grab at Hug, like I don't know if I can help him. I don't think that I can, but I want to be like.
If you move him out of range of the basilisk, it'll get an opportunity attack on him.
I don't. Can I move him?
I can allow it, but again, he'll take a hit if you move him.
All right. If I stand here and move him, and I rotate this way, can you see where I'm moving my token? So if I
Yes.
stand here and then drag him so that he's where I was just standing, and then I'm standing here, I don't want to create, an attack of opportunity, but I want to try to drag him out of his
So
situation
you
if
want
I
to
can.
drag him here?
Yeah, I want to pivot him around so I don't. Yeah,
He's still gonna be in melee range of the creature.
Yeah, he is, but he won't be restrained anymore. If I break him, is that possible? It may not
No,
be.
you can't. No,
Okay.
that's not something you
Okay.
can do.
All right. Well, fuck that then. I'm staying over here.
Sorry, Hug.
No. Thank you for humoring me though. So I'll stay here. I want to cast that spell. And I'm gonna yell up to Monsu, and I'm gonna be like, "Let him have it!" And that's it for my turn, I guess.
All right, and we go
I thought
to
that ensnaring strike was a bonus action. I was like, "Oh shit, that's a full action." Crap. All right, that's it.
We go to the goblins, and the one on Monsu, with his mask off, you see him avert his eyes as he takes a swing at you. And another 6. Another miss. All right, so the goblin, that's been hunter's marked, is gonna take a short bow attack against Daysil. And another 6.
6.
Christ, all they do is 6s.
That's a hit.
Uh,
Just kidding.
The goblin south, seeing that Hug is getting messed up by the basilisk, is going to turn his attention to Daysil. And he will short bow with a 12.
Miss.
Also a miss. The two goblins to the east are both going to target Rhea. And short bow 1 and short bow 2. Oh, nat 1. Arrow, the bowstring snaps, and the goblin curses and begins trying to restring it. The other one, however, is a 22 and deals 3 piercing damage on your wood elf
Ooh.
cleric.
All right.
Ooh. How much damage? 4?
3.
3.
Okay.
3 piercing damage.
Be an asshole.
Alright, and, oh, neat. The goblin, fighting Monsu, he has an ability called Nimble Escape. The goblin can take disengage or hide action as a bonus action on each of its turns. So, the goblin on Monsu, actually, he won't disengage. He won't disengage. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so it goes to Rhea.
All right. I am going to take a shot at the basilisk again with disadvantage. And I'm going to use my sacred flame this time. Wait, I cast it at disadvantage. I guess I just roll again.
No, Sacred Flame isn't
don't know how
thing
that
you roll
works.
to attack. It's just cast, and the creature
Just
has
straight.
to. But since
Cool.
you are averting your eyes, it can roll with advantage.
Okay.
So the basilisk needs to make Dex save DC 13. It has a Dex of -1,
Yes.
but with advantage.
Fingers crossed.
The highest it got was a 7.
Yeah.
So Basilisk takes 7 radiant damage.
Cool.
Nicely done. Alright, and is that it for Rhea?
Yeah, I'm okay on hit points.
All right, and we go to Monsu.
You're muted.
Monsu.
If we're anywhere near this thing, do we always have disadvantage?
If you're
like-
within a certain distance.
Like if I'm looking away from it, I still have to avert my gaze. Is that what you're saying?
If
feel
you're
like
if
you're
you're within a
far
certain
away.
distance, yes.
Is he okay?
Monsu? Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
no, Monsu still needs to avert his gaze.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go over here then. I'm gonna disengage.
Okay.
I'm not disengaging. Sorry.
Oh.
I don't care. He can attack you.
Okay.
I don't care,
He,
it's fine.
he is gonna swing at you with a scimitar.
Just- He's got disadvantage.
A 19.
Yep, that'll hit.
Ooh.
Four
so
damage.
you take 4 slashing damage from the goblin.
Sure,
As
I
he-
don't care. It's temporary. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing to this guy. I'm going to rip his helmet off. I'm going to try to throw it down.
Contested athletics check.
And I guess
You
that's
do it with
dis-
disadvantage. He rolls regular. Oh,
Okay.
that's cocked.
Um,
Actually, I'll roll 20. 5.
ooh, oh my god. Okay.
Should have gone with the die roll in real life.
Well, so I got 21 with that was a disadvantage one.
Yeah.
So
You ripped the mask off.
can we say just because
Yeah,
I
you
rolled
do.
super well that I like throw it like right at the feet of like either Hug or
Sure.
someone else?
Yeah,
but like
it lands at
Down
Hug's
the
feet.
hill, down the rocks.
or like Ria's feet. Like I want like yeah, and he's just like staring at them and like throwing these helmets off at them. So maybe they can try to make another perception check or something. Anyway, that's my action.
Rhea, roll an animal handling.
And he howls.
Okay. Oh no.
What the fuck is Monsu doing? You guys and your fucking rolls.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Can Hug try to roll like something?
Yeah,
or
Hug,
can...
Hug, you can roll an animal handling too.
I did already. Remember, I got an insanely
But
high score.
I just did it again.
So I know what to do. It's just I need to
I
pick
wish
one
we
up.
could just perceive what the animal was doing because I'm not so great touching the animals.
All right, that's it for Monsu.
Yeah.
It goes.
I'm gonna
to-
keep ripping helmets off until you guys figure it out.
It goes to the basilisk, and Can he? The basilisk is gonna do another bite attack on Hug. Oh, guessing a 23 is gonna hit. 7 plus 9
That's halved.
is halved, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
how much
good.
That is. Calculator.
Math.
Math.
It's
math.
8, right?
Yep, it's 8 damage.
Math of 16 is 8.
Yeah, and I'm down to 8 points. 8 hit points.
Oh, yikes! Yeah,
Only we had a
that
cleric
thing,
in the
that
party.
thing hits pretty hard.
I got you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
got you.
basilisk chomps down on your leg, Hug, and you feel the venom begin to spread through your body, causing cramps and heat, and you begin to sweat on top of your forehead as its razor-sharp teeth gnash and pull meat away from bone.
Guys.
And Hug, it's your turn. Oh, Hug,
Oh, by the way.
yeah, about that.
Oh, no.
So make another saving throw. On a success, it ends. On a failure, you are petrified.
Constitution, right?
Yep. Oh, no!
Wow.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh.
He has a point of inspiration.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Reroll
You
it,
can
reroll
reroll
it.
Wouldn't that just be my advantage? That would be that second
you gotta
roll.
re-roll it.
it has to be a reroll
be a
because you
reroll.
had that. Yeah, you get to choose which one you want.
Oh,
It's 12.
12 goes to defender.
It's not defender. It's a saving throw. Are you really?
No, I said that was good for him. He's defending. against the
He's
thank
the
God.
defender. Yeah. Oh, right. It's
Yeah.
like a fucking.
Yeah, so you
courtroom.
just
Okay.
barely are able to shrug off the petrification effect, and
Okay.
the petrifying gaze can no longer affect you, Hug.
Oh, thank Christ for that. Although if I
Wow,
was stone, he'd be kind of stuck in my leg.
that was close. That was close.
So
Jesus.
I am currently still raging.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take my +1 quarterstaff and take a. First of all, actually, as a bonus action, I'm gonna reach down and grab that mask and
Ooh, cool.
and put it on. So I no longer have this.
You are unable to wear the mask as the strap is broken, and it is for a small-sized creature, not a medium.
I can't hold it up in front of my face because I've got a one-handed weapon.
All right. I'll allow it, but you have to factor in going forward that you only have one hand.
I got a one-handed weapon. I'm normally hitting with one
Right.
hand anyway.
I'll allow it.
Although, yeah. So if I'm holding that, I no longer need to make saving throws, but I have advantage on strength. Oh, that's strength checks. That's fine. Not attacks.
You do have advantage on attacks if
Uh,
you choose to reckless attack. If you reckless attack, you can attack.
I'm not doing
recklessly.
reckless attack because reckless attack gives them advantage on me as well.
It does, but
Yes, it
like,
does.
what's the point of being a barbarian if you're not willing to make?
I can only push the one-handed swiping so
He's
far.
also taken a lot of damage
That's
so
true.
far.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, there's a bit of a. I have 8 points left.
Yeah.
This is on
13.
the basilisk.
Yeah.
13 does not hit. It clunks off of the spines on the basilisk's hide.
It's all like I can't do it because I'm not recklessing. I can't do a second attack as a bonus, and I've already picked the thing up.
All right, and we go to Daysil.
All right. So I want to run over here and then kind of like clamber up these rocks right here.
Give me. No, you don't have to do an athletics check yet.
Okay. So from here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm. I thought I knew. It's just that I have to choose between my hunter's mark guy and the guy that's beating up my friend. And it's not that it's a hard choice. It's just that okay. Well, yeah. No,
Can't
gonna.
you move your hunter's mark as a bonus action to another
Yeah.
target?
You're absolutely right.
Something to ponder.
So, yeah. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So I'll climb up here, and I'll be like, "Oh, Monsu got him. Okay," and I'm gonna be like, "Target reset," and I'm gonna put it on the basilisk for Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me of that. At least I remember to roll for Hunter's Mark because
What I'm here for, right?
moving it, yeah, forgot about that. I was like, okay, I got it. Now I have to kill that guy. All right, so I'm gonna be like, okay, Monsu, get him, and I'm gonna fire my longbow at the basilisk.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Where's? Oh, up here.
Oh,
16 is gonna hit.
Fuck yeah! All right. So, has he been damaged yet?
He has.
All right. So he gets my damage, and then he gets Van Hunter's Mark, and then he also gets my Colossus Slayer.
Ooh.
oh,
That's a new one.
Oh.
So how much altogether?
So 7 and 3 is 10, 16 total.
Nice. Yeah, describe how you deal this chunk of damage to the basilisk.
I'm standing on the rocks and I'm looking at Monsu, and I'm like, okay, he's got that guy, and I set my like inner crosshairs over to the basilisk, and I'm like, you're my prey now, motherfucker, and I like pull back my bow. And I try to aim at like his throat area to try
Okay.
to do the most damage, like blood wise. Try to get him
Yeah,
down.
you're very calmly just waiting for that movement, and you see it lunge at Hug, and and blood begins pouring out of its neck and puddling onto the ground, and
Yeah.
begins screeching. Nice. All right. So we will go to the goblins.
Remember that this guy and this guy don't have masks on anymore.
Okay. Actually, I can put a thing on.
And they're just goblins?
They appear to be goblins.
Uh-huh.
All right. So blue and red are both attacking Monsu. Blue is gonna fire his short bow. And a 12, I'm guessing, isn't going to hit.
Nope.
And the other one is going to scimitar. And that one definitely isn't going to hit.
Nope.
He kind of slips and tries to right himself and misses his attack completely. And you just see an arrow go past your head from behind. The goblin over here, he is going to attack Daysil with his bow. And he can roll regularly because he still has his mask. 10 isn't going to hit. Of course it's not going to hit. These goblins suck.
Yep.
The two goblins above, they're still targeting Rhea. And they're both... one goblin is spending his turn restringing the bow because of the nat 1. And then the other one is firing with a 16.
16 hits.
You take 3 piercing damage as an arrow gets lodged into the back of your shoulder.
Ouchies.
Ouch.
Wait, what's Rhea's AC?
16.
Oh no, 16 goes to the defender, so it just misses.
Oh.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm not used to
It,
that.
it
Cool.
glances
Sweet.
off of your armor.
Awesome. Even better.
And it goes to you, Rhea.
Alright, I'm going to reach out and touch Hug with Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Nice. Are you feeling better, Hug?
And
Very much so, thank you.
I think that's it for me. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Alright, and describe how Cure Wounds looks when you're healing Hug.
Yeah, so I'll reach out to Hug and do my little quick prayer to Alana, and quick little glow of radiance comes out of my palm and kind of like sears up his wounds a little bit with light.
Ooh,
Nice.
flashy.
Alright, and we go to Monsu.
Okay, I am leaving, and I'm going to go attack this basilisk.
I thought you were, for a second I thought you were going to the next goblin. It's like
Oh.
mask time.
Yeah, I
Flanking.
forget it.
Flanking. Don't forget your flanking.
So
Yep,
not
flan-
only is it, so to be clear, not only is it flanking, but it's also, I also have pack tactics. So I have advantage. No, I know that doesn't work this way, but at the very least I should have a normal attack.
Yes. Hold on, because as you leave that goblin, it takes a attack of opportunity on you.
Yes, with disadvantage, yeah.
14 gonna hit?
I mean, my AC is 14, so
Goes to defender. Yeah,
I guess
you're
not.
able to just, as you run away, you see it coming, and you kind of lunge to the left and avoid the scimitar slicing at your hindquarters.
cool. So do I get a normal attack on this basilisk?
Okay, so you would normally have disadvantage because you have to avert your eyes, but because you have advantage, yes, I will allow you to roll normally for the attack.
Ooh.
It evens out.
I have 2 advantages, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do my... Oh, fuck.
9 is not going to hit.
All right, that's me.
Yeah, you try to bite down on this basilisk leg, and its hide is so tough that you feel one of your teeth kind of chip a little bit. Goes to the basilisk. The basilisk, being attacked by Monsu, turns around and chomps at him.
Cool.
17 gonna hit?
Yep.
Alright, you take 11 piercing and 3 poison as it chomps down on your
Okay.
shoulder of the direwolf form you're in, and you feel the poison begin to seep through your veins.
14. Okay.
And it gives a growl of anger, and we go to
I
Hug.
growl back.
So, one second.
Background noise, background noise.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm going to see that Ria has not picked up and Daisel has not picked up the clue that I have of seeing this, and it's not really working for me with one hand, so I'm going to reach behind me and hand her the mask and say,
Thanks for healing me. Here, take this. Hopefully it helps.
Yeah, and Ria will throw it on
Right.
her face if it fits.
Especially
It,
since-
it does not. You're gonna have to use a hand to keep it on your face if you want to use it.
I think I can do my casty casts with one hand, so I'll do it.
yeah,
Okay.
and I technically don't need it anyway because I have done the whole process.
Yeah.
So I am going to yeah, you know what? They're rolling bad. I'm going to continue going for the basilisk. I'm just going to do a
Do it.
complete but this time I'm actually going to do, if I do reckless, do I lose my bonus because I handed her the mask? Or is that going to be a flavor?
You already get advantage because he's flanked, remember?
It's not advantage I'm looking for. It's the bonus action as an attack if I'm reckless.
I feel like it's unrelated, but that's up to
Um,
the DM,
So,
obviously.
say that again.
If I'm recklessing,
Mm-hmm.
do I get a bonus, or is it the next turn I get a
He's-
bonus action?
He's worried that handing the mask off would
Is-
make it so he can't be reckless as a
No,
bonus
not
action.
not the reckless. I am already reckless. It's if I'm doing reckless, I can use a bonus action on my turn to do another attack.
Okay.
According to what you can.
Is that not what
That's
reckless is, or is reckless just advantage?
All reckless is you get advantage, but they get advantage against you.
Well, let's-
You're
let's-
just
let's look
balls
at
to the
it's
wall. That's
called,
how
it's
you're
called-
like, "Fuck
it's
it."
called reckless attack.
Yep.
Reckless attack.
So under barbarians, like the
When you
second
make your
feature.
first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on melee attack rolls using strength during this turn, but attack rolls against you have advantage
Ah.
until your next turn.
So there's no point.
No,
recklessly
there's no
attacking.
point because I've already got. I'm flanking him.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no point. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to 13. God
Oh
damn
my
it!
gosh.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No. Mm.
Swing and a miss.
Womp womp. All right, is that
That's
it for
with
Hug?
+6. Yeah. I don't want to leave Monsu, and I don't want to be. I want to make sure that he can maintain the flanking, or I can still have flanking on that.
You gotta kill this guy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are small, little, low damage. We can deal with those
How
afterwards.
the
They're-
fuck did
they're
you get a
nothing.
+1
Yeah.
for stab?
All right, so goes to Daysil.
Alright. So I'm gonna scale up the rocks just a tiny bit further, like onto this flat area. And I'm gonna yell at this guy that I originally put the hunter's mark on.
Okay.
And in Goblin, if I recognize him as Goblin, do I see now that his mask has been knocked off that he is what I would perceive
I
as
mean,
Goblin?
you grew up with goblins. You know goblins. This is definitely a goblin.
Okay, so in Goblin, I'm
Especially
just
after it got its mask yanked off. It's pretty
Okay.
it's pretty prominent. It's a goblin.
Okay, excellent. So in Goblin, then I'm gonna yell to him and be like, "What the fuck is even going on, man?" I don't know. I don't want to use that as my action. I was kind of hoping.
No,
that
no,
I
you
could
don't have
do
to
that
use it
and then
as your
fire at
action.
the basilisk.
But
Okay.
the goblin that has its bow turns to you, and when you say that, it kind of looks at you quizzically, and it says, "You food," and attempts to it readies its attack on you.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Okay. After I said that, I definitely wanted to aim my longbow back at the basilisk.
Okay.
So, oh crap, I'm on my spells.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage. 11.
11 does not hit.
Okay.
Ping! Right off its scaly hide.
And I'm just gonna yell. I'm gonna yell back to him and be like, "We're not food. We're just people like you." And that's
You
the end
food!
of my turn.
And it's the goblin's turn, and they're gonna get that food.
Oh no!
So the one that you yelled at, it turns to the one to the right, and it goes "Blah, blah, blah, blah," and points at. Well, you understand goblin, and it says, "Get this one. It tried not be food, but it food." And the other goblin goes, "Okay," and they both. Actually, I think they're going to flank you.
Sure.
And they both pull out short swords and attack you, flanking. They have disadvantage because they have to avert their eyes. However, because they are flanking, they're going to roll normally.
All right.
Scimitar. 5 is a miss, but a 22 I feel is probably a hit.
You feel correctly. It's definitely a hit.
And that's a good hit as it slices across your back with its scimitar, blood splurting through the air. And you definitely feel that one with 8 slashing damage.
Ouch. Ow.
The goblin to the south, he does not like that wolf. And he's going to shoot a short bow at the wolf. 9 is a miss, though. And the wolf is just moving around too erratically for it to get a good shot off. The 2 goblins up top are really annoyed that they can't hit this one wood elf. But they continue shooting at her with their short bows. 22, I think, is going to hit.
Yeah, 22 definitely hit.
Is a 13 going to hit, though?
No.
Alright, so you take 4 piercing damage as this arrow does enter into the back of your shoulder.
Ouch.
And you feel that arrow tipping inside your shoulder meat just
Ow.
very painfully.
Not the back massage I was looking for.
While this is going on, you guys can see Azaka is fighting off a goblin on her own. She's trying to poke at it with a spear, and the goblin's just kind of dancing around, wiggling its scimitar in her face. Musharib has a goblin on the ground, and he's pulling back with the hammer on its neck, trying to snap its neck back, and Ribrab is hiding in the bushes.
Okay.
And we go to Rhea.
Alright, so Rhea's gonna kind of like look around and yell at everybody and just be like, how's everybody doing on hit points?
I'm fine! I got this little bugger right where I want him! And you hear the snap of its neck as Musharib breaks the goblin's neck.
Nice. Get a Musharib. I'm gonna look around at Hug, Daysil, and Monsieur.
I could go for
Montu
some more.
Mansu seems okay. He's like sort of smiling, and as he's trying to like bite at the dude.
Roll an animal handling to see if you can understand Matsu.
Alright.
You're not
no.
sure what he's trying to say. He looks like he's baring his teeth.
What about Daysil? How are you looking?
I'm gonna do that same thing that I did when you guys were like, "Hey, you want to talk?" And I'm gonna be like, because I'm like blood's like spurting out of my back, and like I'm in the middle of being attacked probably at that moment.
So
I'm
I'm
like,
gonna
"Got
cure
this!"
wounds, Hug, and then I'm gonna healing word, Daysil.
Yeah.
Aww. You're so
And I think
Can you
my
can you
child is awake.
describe what healing word looks like as it's a ranged heal?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll do my quick little prayer, but instead of it being like that, that close up, I'll kind of do like a quick little light from the sky that kind of comes down onto Daystill onto her
So
wound.
it's like a spotlight of healing energy.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
is
versus
it
coming from my hand.
green for the wood elves or is it yellow for like healing?
It's yellow, like the radiance from my goddess. Yeah.
Nice. All right, is that it for Rhea?
That's it for Rhea.
Okay, and we go top of the initiative with Monsu.
Yep. So at this point, I'm just trying to bite this dude. Oh my god. And as a bonus action, so obviously I missed. As a bonus action, I'm going to, I can use a spell slot to give myself an extra D8 hit points.
Okay.
So I'm just adding 6 hit points to my total.
Gotcha.
And I'm just okay. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Dire Wolf Bite of a 12 isn't gonna hit, unfortunately. Yep. It just again, you try to clamp down, and its hide is just too strong.
Yep.
The basilisk, however, is gonna bite back at this dire wolf who keeps biting it.
Do it. It's good.
Do it.
13 gonna hit.
Nope. 14 is my.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you just nimbly juck and jive away from its massive jaws.
Yeah.
It tries to take a chomp out of you.
Yeah, I'm a damage sponge, so the more he attacks me, the better.
Goes to Hug.
So Hug is going to step one thing over here, just to be still within the basilisk thing, so he doesn't get a attack of opportunity here.
Yep.
And then I'm actually going to swing at the goblin
Okay.
by doing like this whole like kind of move,
I
smash
don't
and
think
move.
it counts as flanking. Just enough.
Nope,
to add.
I get that. That's fine. But I am still raging, so
Okay.
15.
15 is going to hit.
Cool. So. Oh wait, what did that? Oh, I got to click on the actual bloody thing. Okay, 9 damage.
Ooh, nice.
That guy's already been hit by an
Hug,
arrow, right?
how do you dispatch this goblin?
It is purely I'm standing there looking at the basilisk. I'm going to do a backspin with the quarterstaff and just like crack his head completely from left to right at an upward angle. And then as I'm doing that, I'm going to take that impact and I'm going to jump myself back in between Rhea and the basilisk.
Yeah, you when you hit him with the strength of your swing, you hear the neck just, and not only that, the fact that you hit the skull, you can hear the skull underneath the skin crack, and the goblin just falls limp to the ground.
Got one. Who's next?
That would be Daysil.
Okay. She's currently.
Oh no, she's gone. So what we'll do is we'll skip them until they get back, and then they can immediately
sense.
take their turns.
Yep. You mean it's Hug's turn again?
No, it's the goblin's turn. Oh no,
Oh,
she's
Daysil's back.
Daysil, it's your turn.
I know. Oh. Don't skip me. So I'm gonna not run away from this guy because I don't want to get an attack of opportunity. So I'm
You can
gonna.
disengage if you want to.
I mean, I don't want to use that though.
yeah,
This guy died, by the way.
it is at the cost of an action.
This guy's dead. So if you got an attack of opportunity, it would be at disadvantage, just so you know.
That's true.
All right. I'm gonna. I am. I'm gonna run down the hill.
All right, so you take an attack of opportunity at disadvantage. A 6 isn't gonna hit.
whoa, like this. I'm like, whoosh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it takes a
All right.
swipe, but you're already down the mountain and you see it leaning over the boulder, just come back here, food.
All right. And as I get down, I'm gonna do a cool thing where I like am running towards the basilisk, and then I turn around, and as I'm turning around, I'm reaching for my swords, and when I come back around the other side, I'm gonna slice him like as I'm
Nice.
withdrawing them.
Nice. You do
Um,
that skid on your knees when you're turning.
For sure. All right, hang on. I gotta pull it up. My short swords. I was ready to do a spell, and I was ready to do some other stuff, but some other stuff happened. So
Wait, is Hug here? I thought you moved. I
So
thought-
it is definitely flanked,
Okay.
but because of Hug and Monsu, so you get advantage from that. But because you have to avert your eyes, you have disadvantage.
just
so
normal.
they cancel each other out, and a
So just
21 is
normal.
gonna hit.
okay, so the 21,
The 7 will not.
right? That's weird. A bunch of sevens. Oh, look, another one. So there's
Yay.
damage, but he also has Hunter's Mark, and he also has been damaged, so he's gonna get Colossus Slayer from me too.
So
So 12 total.
Nice.
Nice. When you do this awesome sliding scimitar move, you pass through it and you slice, and you see 3 of its legs tumble off of its body, and it screeches in pain, and as it wobbles to the side, blood gouting out of the 3 stumps.
Awesome. I love it.
Stunts.
I don't have any more movement that I'd like to use, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay. I think we lost Matt.
Oh no, we lost him.
All right,
Did we?
it goes to the goblins. And the goblin that you left behind, he's going to see that his creature buddy is wounded, and you were the cause of it, and he's going to run down to flank you. So he can roll normally now, because he's averting his eyes. So 18. 18 on Daysil.
Yeah. Ow.
You take 7 slashing damage.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, while you're busy cutting this thing and getting up from your knees, you hear the scurrying of the rocks behind you, and you turn up to hold a scimitar, but the goblin thrusts its scimitar into your belly, and you feel it pierce through your stomach, and blood begins to seep down.
Oh. It's not time yet. I have a secret weapon, but it's not time.
The goblin to the south takes a shot at Monsu, and he's still wearing his mask. 23 is going to hit. And Monsu, you feel an arrow just go into the hindquarters of your back right leg.
Good. I hope they keep attacking me. It's good.
Good. Good.
The
Good.
2 goblins north who keep trying to shoot at the wood elf, they had
Good
better
luck,
luck
bitch.
last turn. They're going to try again this turn.
Good luck, bitch.
21's probably going to hit.
Fine.
And Rhea, you feel an arrow
Wait,
go...
they don't have disadvantage because they don't have to avert their eyes?
No, they're still wearing their masks.
Those assholes.
Rhea, you feel an arrow go through the bottom half, the bottom of your right leg, and stick out the front.
Ow. Ow.
Very painful. And Rhea, it's your turn.
Well, I guess I'm gonna heal myself because I'm hurting. Give me 1 second. That leg didn't update right. Okay. I am going to. And how's everybody looking again?
I mean, like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Don't use the spell on me yet.
As long as I'm a wolf, as long as I'm an animal, you can assume I'm fine.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go at this basilisk motherfucker.
Sweet.
Get
And
him.
since I don't have to roll at disadvantage because I have my... Oh, I guess that'll take 2 hands. So yeah, I'll just Sacred Flame him.
Okay. He's gonna have advantage on it because you have to avert your eyes.
I have the mask.
Yeah, she's
oh,
using the
okay.
mask.
Okay.
And then I'm
Right.
Sacred Flaming with my opposite hand.
Oh, nat 20. Yeah,
Guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you see it you go to Sacred Flame, and at that point, it's kind of like turning its body violently to face Monsu, and its tail
Rude.
whacks the Sacred Flame off into the bushes.
Rude.
Cheers, Matt.
Alright, and that's,
Cheers, buddy.
that'll be my turn.
All right, and top of the initiative with Monsu.
Oh my god.
No.
It was +5 to hit.
Oh man. Yeah,
I'm
again,
rolling so badly.
chunk. Just that hide's tough, man. That hide is tough.
I might as well just use another spell slot for another D8 hit points as a bonus because I can, and why not?
There's so
So,
many slots, man. Must be nice.
yeah, it's well, I mean, I
So
just
so
cast
what's
spell.
this ability that lets you heal?
It's a moon druid. It's a moon druid ability. They can use a spell slot as a bonus action for 1d8 extra hit 1d8 hit points back.
Yeah.
And
Does it actually have like an ability name or?
I will look for it. I'll find it for you and I'll put it in the thing.
I just want you to describe what this looks like in.
It's basically like he pulls in from his inner strength, and like this magical energy surrounds his wolfy body, and like you see his wounds start to heal up. And
What color? What does the energy kind of look like?
oh, it's blue. Like it's
Yeah.
like blue green, like his skin. There it is. Here, I'm just gonna put it here. So you see this like blue green flowy energy surround his body.
Nice.
So that's what he's doing.
All right, it goes to the basilisk, and it is livid at Daysil and takes a chomp at her. And Daysil, 13, I'm guessing isn't gonna hit.
Well, that's my AC.
Nope, goes to
So
defender, so it doesn't hit.
Huzzah!
Yeah, you're busy. You're busy trying to pull this scimitar out of your belly from the goblin, and you hear the creature behind you roar, and you're able to yank the scimitar out, turn, see it lunging at your face to bite you, and you're able to drop down to the ground flat on your back as it jumps over your body, landing where you just were, and you're able to roll back up at the ready,
Oh my gosh.
barely missing that bite.
Ooh, I'm so fancy. Thank you for depicting me that way. Dang. All right.
All right, Hug, you're up. Oh no, it's Daysil. My bad.
It's Daysil. Ooh.
Oh no, my bad. It is Hug. It's Hug and then it's you.
Yeah, you're right. Hug is before me. Yep.
Can I make a nature check to see whether or not I believe the goblins can actually control the basilisk? Or if they control it, or like, is it like a pet or something like that? Or is it just something that they hang out with?
I feel like that'd be more of a perception check.
Can I make a perception check for that?
Sure.
Like, basically, have they been commanding it?
Yeah.
19.
No, you don't feel like they're commanding it. You feel like this monstrosity of a creature just kind of like gets along with other creatures of its viciousness, and it's more of a parasitic, not parasitic, symbiotic relationship with the goblins, where they kind of work well together, and the basilisk decides not to attack them because whatever leftovers the goblins have, they give to the basilisk, and back and
Damn.
forth.
There goes my idea of putting on the helmet and using my action to say, sit, stay. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm going to move 1 over here to still remain within the basilisk thing, the range of attack, and I'm going to take a swipe at this guy.
Okay. Oh yeah.
24.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
I'm going to do this. 10.
How do you dispatch this goblin?
I saw the fact that the last time worked really well. This time I'm actually going to turn the other way, but have it so that it goes up with the intent of knocking the basilisk off his feet in pure view of the one behind him, staring at the one in the back there, just like glaring at him and saying,
Wait, did you attack the basilisk or the goblin?
Goblin.
Okay, yeah, the goblin when you hit it under uppercutting the
Yeah,
jaw,
so that
you hear its neck just crack. And,
I want to hit it so that it flies up, and as it's flying up, as it's falling, all I'm doing is I'm staring at the goblin behind it doing this.
Okay, roll an intimidation check.
20 natural 20.
That
Oh
goblin
my gosh,
screams,
look at
and you
that.
see it piss itself.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And I'm going to move back into the same position I was previously.
It's kind of doing an impression of Ribreb. Yeah, so you guys see that Azaka has finally impaled the goblin she was fighting as another goblin jumps onto her back, and she's, get off, get off! Musharib is currently fighting another goblin after he broke the neck of the other one, and you see him crack it across the face with his warhammer. Get back, you fiendy little imp! And Ribrab continues hiding in the bushes. And we go to
Froggy
Dasa.
guy. All right. So I'm gonna slash and dash this guy, basilisk. I've already got my short swords in my hand, so as I like relieve my belly of the fucking scimitar that the other guy fucking stuck in me, I'm gonna just like do that cool thing where you like use gravity and inertia to like slap the blood off of your weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna raise up cross-armed and go for him again,
Okay.
both of them. So here's one. Too bad I wasn't with advantage. Bummer. So I got an 11 for the first one and a 17 for the second one.
17 will hit.
All right. So here's the damage from the short, and then we've got the Van Hunters, and then also Colossus Slayer. All right, so 12, 15 total.
How do you want to kill it?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. When I cross my arms, I feel one of the blades is like high and like misses him,
Mhm.
but the second one, like with my offhand, comes and like underneath his neck, I kind of like cleave like his throat area in a crooked
Nice.
fashion, like up to like his jawbone on accident.
And
like
you
it wasn't
turn him,
it
you
wasn't
turn him
straight.
into a Pez dispenser.
Yeah, so I come up to his jawbone, like hit that, and I follow through too, and I'm like, shoo, like that,
Nice.
and I hope that the blood is like,
Oh yeah, the blood's just splurting all over the place. It's leaving a trail. All it's splurting out, and it's like bubbling out of its neck, and it gives a death rattle and plops to its side, and just blood seeping out everywhere. And you can see that when it dies and gurgles and the blood is coming out, its form begins to harden, and it slowly petrifies and cracks, and is very, very dead.
so dead.
Awesome.
So dead.
And the goblin's turn is next, and this one that Hug intimidated just fucking bolts. takes the dash action and gets out. The two goblins to the north, seeing the basilisk that their
Fucking
tribe
voyeurs.
works with, just decimated. Two of its brethren killed, and the goblin left over on that side piss itself and run away. They too retreat into the mountains. And you guys succeed.
Yay.
We did
Finally
something.
win an encounter.
Yay!
Good
Does that mean we
job.
level up again?
No.
Aw.
Great job, though.
That's too bad. That would have been fun. It still was fun.
That was great, guys.
Did the thing.
Can we?
We
I
did
think-
something.
So yeah,
What
what happens next?
I mean, you guys probably tend to your wounds, clean off your weapons, and I think this is probably a good spot to leave off for tonight.
Okay.
Is assessing the damage and figuring out where to go from here.
All right.
And
Can we check those bodies and the carcass for anything that might be able to be looted?
the basilisk is just destroyed. Like it's I
Any
mean,
mass?
you can take a stone chunk of it if you want, but there's really nothing.
No
as
poison
for-
glands, no nothing.
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Okay.
Ew.
But the goblins, I actually picked up something fun to share with you guys. And why don't you each roll a d12 and see what you get off the goblins?
Oh shit. Actually, I'm not
Lady
going to.
Tiefling made these, and I thought they were really cool. So let's use them.
You guys killed 2 of the goblins, right? 2, not 3, right?
I'm just letting everybody roll once, so you share the loot
Yeah.
between all the goblins.
Okay, so I got a 5.
I got a
5, you
6.
get a pet squirrel suffering from mange.
I got a 6.
I actually really want to roll, but I'm not going to.
6, you got a skull bomb.
That's a skull bomb.
It's a bomb filled with black powder with a fuse coming out of the back.
So
Okay,
did
cool.
Rhea and Hug both get squirrels that are suffering from mange?
Roll again. Just
Oh, Hug
I-
didn't roll a d12. He rolled a d10, actually.
Ew. Okay, so roll a d12, Hug.
There you go.
Hug
That's
gets
8.
a cracked porcelain doll. It appears to have fine clothes, but is missing its eyes.
My little alabaster doll.
And who did get the 6?
That was
Me.
Monstu.
Yeah, Monsu, you have a pet squirrel, very old and suffering from mange.
Oh wait, I got the 5.
Oh,
that
I
was
thought
what
the
Hug
5 was
got.
that.
Oh,
sorry.
Rhea got the pet squirrel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Monsu, what did
I
you
got
get?
skull bomb.
You got the
I'm gonna
skull
name
bomb.
it Twitchy, and it's gonna ride around on my shoulder forevermore.
Twitchy.
Daisy,
Hey,
what
Rhea,
did
do you
get?
want to trade?
I am not looting the goblins. I just want one of their masks, if I could, please.
you can get a mask and you can loot the goblin too.
I'm choosing not to loot the goblins because of my heritage.
Personal
Whatever-
reasons.
Somebody else can have mine if they want. I
Yeah,
don't
so
want to
somebody
like,
else
leave
can
something
roll
there.
to grab Daisel's loot.
Yeah. Where's my girl?
Oh, Rhea did
Rhea. There you go.
it. You get a pocket of sand.
Yeah,
Oh, there you
boy.
go. See, they.
You
Maybe
get a
I'll like
small
use
pouch
the
of
sand to
sand.
try and like treat the mange. I'm just kidding. Can I make like a medicine check to try and treat his mange?
On the next episode of Islands of Madness, we will attempt squirrel therapy.
Can
Yeah.
I have a piece of pocket bacon, Daisel, before we go?
Hug?
Yes?
You can have my last piece of pot.
Oh no, the pocket bacon's gone. We're gonna have to get another. We're gonna have to get another boar.
I've been telling you guys to hunt some fucking
All right.
boar.
Sorry.
I
will
gotta
say
get-
this.
I gotta head
will
out.
say that there's no one more honorable than thou. And no one who deserves this pocket bacon more.
Thank you.
And I'm
know.
gonna take the pocket bacon. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm actually gonna open up the side of my pouch, and I'm gonna take the other stack of 16 pocket bacon that I've always
You
had, and I'm gonna
motherfucker!
put it in that same pocket.
I'm going to keep it right
You
here.
fucking
Fucked up, dog.
It'll
Can
be
I
great.
smell the stack of bacon?
You can roll a perception check.
All right. I will real quick. Oh my god.
And
Perception.
yes, for the record, that has been in my
That's a crit!
inventory.
That's a fucking crit.
Yeah,
You've been pocketing this bacon. You pocketed my pocket bacon.
No,
You
I've had
really
16.
pocketed it.
I
You
have had
pocketed
16
pocket.
since we've left. I haven't had it. I've been eating all of yours. I've had my own.
own.
And
It's been in my inventory.
I'm like over. Like you need to give me at least 4.
Cough it up.
Sorry, we're taking a long break. We gotta rest. I'm
Fucking
sorry.
crit, bro.
It's time to go. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
before the
okay.
break.
Bye.
Yeah. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, hug hands, stay still. 4 fucking pieces. Okay.
All right.
Pretty sure
Okay.
that happens. I'm
All right.
recording
All
it.
right,
That's happening.
on that bacon betrayal note, we will leave off for tonight. Thank you everybody
So
for
you're sure to
watching
get
the
hugged.
stream. We will be uploading it to YouTube at some point this week. But thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the Islands of Madness D&D 5e stream. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Bye.